The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
And here we are again, starting another episode, and Raven Shadow is not in his goddamn chair. Who's shocked? If you placed your bets, the over and under on that was, well, let's just fucking face it. He's never going to make it here on time, is he? He was here just a couple minutes ago. He has to go comb his goddamn hair, and now he's missing again. Nothing ever changes around here. Well, a few things change. But tonight we're going to be reviewing a film from Gaspar Noe, and this one, I cannot wait to see what people are going to think about this. This is going to be a blast. And we're going to have a blast with you guys tonight, and welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 355 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous talk radio show and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience at Castle Wolfenstein. We discuss at least one film a week, we argue, we make fun of each other, and we hope to make you laugh, and some hosts might even die trying.
I came pretty damn close.
I should probably come up with a rotating thing, because I don't want to say that every week.
Because one of these weeks it's going to be true.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to be evidence. So yes, we are here for episode 355. And as MZ stated in the introduction, we are going to be talking about Gaspar Noé's Climax. So it should be an interesting discussion, I'm sure. He's a very divisive filmmaker, and I'm sure we'll have some differing opinions on this one. And then, you know, I know we don't have... I know MZ is probably well-versed, but I think the rest of us are not all that well-versed in the new French Extremity. And it was a movement mostly in the, early to mid 2000s that, really sort of captured the horror world and had these very sort of extreme horror films from France. So this one, I wouldn't count this among those, but it references a time, I think it was 2006, was that right? When the movie took
96.
place? 96. So I was off by 10 years. Jeez. But it was it was sort of a time when a lot of the French Extremity stuff was taking place, is if I'm aware of the correct time period. So I just thought it'd be a fun conversation, and Noe has been kind of grouped into that French Extremity movement. Mm-hmm. So I figured we'd talk a little bit about that. Maybe MZ can school us. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and if anyone out there has any thoughts about the film or the new French Extremity movement from the 2000s, feel free to send us a voicemail, podcast at trickortreatradio.com. Let us know your thoughts, maybe some of your favorite films from that movement, or if you have some thoughts about Climax, if you've seen it, please let us know if you're watching live. And if you're not watching live, then you have the opportunity to leave us a voicemail anytime you want, any old time. Isn't that right, Raven Shadow?
Yeah.
How was your pizza?
Oh my God, it was fine. It was fine.
Where'd you get it from?
Tony's.
Tony's.
Tony's
you said
good food.
You said Tony's.
Tony's, yeah, over there.
Tony's.
Yeah, you know it.
Over where?
Over the hill. Over there. Yonder. No, it's a fine restaurant.
Oh,
They do
Yondu?
business. Yeah, over Yondu. I'll be a Mary Poppins, but they're fine. But you know what? They're one of those pizza places that have a very distinct taste, and it's fine. But you don't always want that taste, say, every Wednesday.
So go someplace else.
You don't want that taste in your mouth?
Not all the time.
Lingering
it's a little,
all night?
It's fermenting.
Fermenting?
Yeah, I've had worse in my mouth. Don't get me wrong.
Little wang to it.
No, I don't know what happened.
Oh, a little wang to it.
To say I can
Wang
relate
dang doodle.
Oh yeah. Oh, you fucked me up with that. That's fucking But no, say I can relate to some of the people in this picture.
What picture?
The movie we're going to discuss.
Oh, you can relate, huh?
Yeah.
Because you had Tony's.
No, because you do a lot of drugs. But but I'm sure they ate pizza before the party, maybe. No, it's just the rampant drug use.
I don't know. I saw a bowl of chips on that table.
Yeah, see?
I don't recall seeing pizza.
No, they ate
Do
it
the
first.
French eat pizza?
No.
I mean, do they have pizza joints in France?
La pizza.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Do they hate the Italians?
Yes.
That's we.
No, I don't know. I don't do French impressions. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Everyone hates Italians.
You want to check out?
We hate you.
You want to check out? You want to check out a goofy little short? I fell in love with this like maybe 15 years ago. It's called H&R Puke and Shet.
I'm not.
These guys almost both lost their fucking beverages. I saw them both do a spit take.
Motherfucker, give me a heads up. I don't want to spit out whiskey here.
What was it called? HR what?
H.R. Puke and Shet.
Don't type that, Johnny.
You're going to get on a list.
Pukeenshettt. I think it's.
Well, I was just putting it in
spelled.
the show notes, but
okay.
you guys want me to look it up? Is that where you want?
Oh no!
Everyone's looking at my
I know
monitors.
you were typing. I didn't know that you were doing. Well, anyway, it's all about this this guardian angel who is a big pile of puke, and
Boff, puke, whatever.
that's his second Spaceballs reference for the night.
Is it really?
You got a quote to fill?
It's puke and shet.
Puke and Shet. Yeah.
Okay, I spelled it wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
H.R. Puke and Shet.
Wow.
And it's all about this this guy's guardian angel pile of puke, who teaches him all about that life is worth living, and not to kill yourself.
So puke tells the guy that life is worth it.
HR
Yeah.
puke and shit sending out for you.
Wowzers. Now I'm fucking fascinated. Johnny, press play.
Press play.
It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube.
It's well, let's watch a trailer. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch the
Slow
whole
it
thing.
down.
Oh, is there a trail? I didn't even know.
Wowzers. Holy, he looks.
And he's French.
He looks like Pizza the Hut.
He does, yeah. If Pizza the Hut look kind of like Grimace.
Actually, I didn't even know there was a trailer to this.
Well, it's only 67 views, so.
I am HR Pukenshit.
It's my French guardian angel pile of puke.
It's a sunny
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Wow. Wow, they're playing basketball,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
drinking, he's throwing up, they're frolicking in the yard. Maximum likes it. There's a dwarf. MZ likes that.
Yep.
Yep.
How did you find out about this?
This used to be on one of the first DVDs that Troma put out of independent films from independent filmmakers. And they would be short films ranging from like 3 minutes to 10
You can watch
minutes.
it on Amazon Prime.
You can. Nice.
Wowzers.
And
That was something else.
And I even contacted the director. I emailed the director as soon as I got done watching it the very first time, and he got back to me. He says, "Well, thanks a lot, man. I said, I really enjoyed your short." He goes, "Thanks a lot, man." So I'm like, "Holy shit! I got in touch with a film director. I don't believe it."
I don't believe it.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I talked to the director of HR Puke and shit.
Top of the world, ma.
One-time contributor for Whorehound magazine, and he once talked to the director of HR Puke and Chat.
Steve Harold, yes. Yes.
Wow.
It's a hell of
It's
a
a
short.
hell of a movie.
It's maybe 12, 13 minutes. I'm not really sure, but it's worth watching once. You get a couple of chuckles out of it.
Did you have to pee during it, or did you able to hold it for the whole 12 minutes? Did you need an intermission?
Yeah.
No intermission.
Oh man, thank God.
No intermission.
Endgame should have been 12 minutes long.
What would it have been?
Not all.
No game.
Yeah, it'd have been like
No game. Yeah.
Short game.
Overtime.
I can't even spoil that. I tell you some high spots, but
I am HR Pukenshit.
wow.
So we got some people hanging out in the chat room. We got
Ready.
Monster Chiro.
Nice.
Hey,
Says,
brother.
What's up, my guys?
Hey, guy.
And Evil Corny says, I hope Tony's is better than Uno's. Also glad that Wolfie didn't have to grab Raven Chow's pizza for him this week. I'm done with that, man.
Why?
I ain't grabbing your pizza anymore.
Why?
Because
No, I think
you're an ungrateful son of a bitch.
No, I think you're living in Absoluteville, and I don't think you should just say
Absoluteville?
Right.
What
right.
the hell
But
is
but
that?
he's not getting himself a pizza. Why should he stop to get you a pizza?
I think he would like a pizza.
I don't want a pizza.
Let me speak for you for a minute.
No.
Listen, I'm.
Oh yeah,
Johnny's-
you don't eat pizza anymore.
See?
No.
Did you miss
Huh?
something?
I just realized that.
thanks for realizing.
Well, no,
Welcome
I
to
guess it was just
2019.
recent. I guess it was just recently. I don't know.
It's been all year, man.
You don't miss it though?
No.
No. See, there are things I don't do that I miss a lot.
What? Like what? What do you miss?
Well, ingesting certain things, but I don't anymore. But I still miss it.
Mushrooms? What are you
I-
talking about here?
No, I never did mushrooms. No. But I like certain things, and I just don't you drink it anymore or whatnot. But I miss it. I miss it right now. So I rung meeting.
For the record, Tony's is better than Uno's.
Well, yeah, it's not apples to it.
I love Tony's.
It's good. It is good.
No. It's Tony's.
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 Tony.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What's your favorite pizza then, Raven Shadow?
Like,
The one you bring him.
yeah, Johnny's.
The one you don't have to get yourself.
I like Johnny's pie.
Whoa.
Ooh. No, it's a great joint in the city, in the local Necronomicon area
Oh,
called
golden pie.
Oh, God,
golden
yeah.
pie taste.
Well, that's when you best believe you're fucked up and they can't drive.
right.
But no, there's a place called Worcester Pizza, oddly enough, in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Wow, imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, and they're very good.
But you know what? I mean, I'm glad that you got your pizza and everything.
Yeah.
But you know what? Coming up on the 25th of this month, Art Bradish's reopens.
Oh,
Nice. I was actually,
boy.
That's a good segue.
I cannot wait.
Now the camper showed up a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Did you get a stiffy when you saw that?
I sure did.
Now wait, MZ. Weren't you on a diet? What happened?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, what happened?
I was.
Art
on a
Bradish is
diet.
going to open up.
Yeah.
You getting prepared?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Hey, come on, man.
What happened? You didn't try.
No, I did try.
No, you didn't.
I tried and I failed. It was the worst. It was the worst 2 days of my life.
And you need to try again.
2 days?
Yeah, it's a long time, Johnny.
Was
No,
it really
was-
just 2
it
days?
No, it was much longer than that.
Yeah, 3 days.
No, much longer than that. I don't know how long, but it wasn't 2 days. I know that.
Not 2 days in a row.
Monster Churro says, I back Tony's 100%.
See?
There you go. That's how you do it.
Then he knows.
And Monster Churro says, Rail Trail in Hudson has the best pizza around.
Cool.
I've heard it's good.
I mean, it's good, but it's not the best around.
It's the best around.
No, you know what? You know what place had the best pizza was this old place in Worcester called the Wigwam. Does anybody remember it?
Nope.
No.
I've heard of it.
Where was the Wigwam?
Jesus, I don't even remember. I mean, I know where it is, but I just don't know what street it's called.
What side of the city?
You know how when you're on Grafton Street in Worcester, and you just keep on driving down till you hit that rotary in Worcester,
Yeah.
where the church is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little bit past that on the left-hand side. It was there anyway. I don't think it's there anymore. It's not there anymore. And what they would do...
that became like Zing Zings or something.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Wigwam and Zing Zing.
Zing Wigwam
Yeah.
and Zing Zing.
It's a Chinese restaurant. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
and their pizza was so good, but because they would put the sauce on last.
Whoa.
Was it a
Whoa.
deep dish?
I
Put the sauce on
think
last?
if you want,
Well,
they
'cause
do.
that's
They did
the-
have deep dish there, but
That's the deep dish style, is to put the sauce on last.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
don't get a deep dish then.
Yeah, no,
I
confusing
don't
me.
like that.
That's not
See,
how it is.
ask Evil Corny because he had a deep
See,
dish.
corny, right?
Yeah, that was good. Some good stuff.
Was it so good that it like they went out of business?
I was
I
thinking the same
guess
thing.
so. No, actually, it
The Wigwam.
it reopened about maybe 10
No
years
reservations
ago.
at the Wigwam.
It reopened about 10 years ago, but
Oh.
it didn't survive long from that. So, there's that.
Wowzers.
Can't wait for our radishes to open up. Oh,
I
my
was
God.
just. I was.
What are you gonna get?
What I always get: 3-foot-long chili dogs.
3 feet of fucking beef.
And
You're gonna
chili.
put 3 feet of beef in your mouth.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Please get that on a Thursday.
on hers.
Yeah, so we have a whole week for you to clear your system out of that mess.
No, that's premium content right there. I want to.
Oh my God.
no,
Well,
You want to sit in that room?
yeah. Wait, what date is it open? Is that Labor Day?
25th.
Not Labor Day. Memorial Day. I mean,
25th, Sunday, I think.
it's
or
Memorial
Saturday.
Day weekend.
Yeah, Saturday it opens.
That would be good. Good stuff for Patreon.
I'm off. I'm off that Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, we can go film it. We can just as long as we stay outside and upwind.
No. It would be there. I wouldn't.
What?
No, I would eat it there. I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yep. And we'll be all upwind.
Yeah, will not be near your asshole.
Well, I wouldn't want you guys near my asshole even if I wasn't eating that shit. So, freaks.
Oh, I just dropped this elastic.
Oh man. So yeah, pizza. Hard radishes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Where's Chow Daddy when you need him?
Really diving deep into genre talk. Yeah.
Well, he's in jail right now.
Chow Daddy?
Yeah. You didn't know?
I don't know.
How do you know that?
There's this thing called the internet.
You sent him an email.
And you can look
Do
them
you,
up.
do you just look him up?
Yeah.
What is Chow Daddy up to?
Exactly. He's in jail.
No, he's not in jail.
Yeah, he is actually.
The real.
The guy who played Chow Daddy is in the Who's Cow.
For what?
Jinx.
I think drugs.
No, it's fine.
Let me see. Hold on.
I'm tired of candy, tired of gum, tired of hunger, and food that's no fun. I'm tired of pretending I don't like spaghetti, but school lunch keeps me roaring ready and rock steady. Pizza,
Lockdown.
spaghetti,
Shower.
burgers.
With Chow Daddy in your school cafeteria, it's the fun
Lockdown.
place to be for lunch.
Strip search.
Strip search.
Strip search.
Oh man, we should do a spoof. We should do a spoof of Chow Daddy. We do need some new promos. I'm tired of sleeping with my butt against the bed. Oh
my
man.
God, lifted weights.
Lifted weights. Poor Chow Daddy.
I'm tired of shower.
Where I dropped the soap.
Oh no!
I'm tired of doing favors for cigarettes.
Oh no! I picture like Chow Daddy with his pocket out, and like someone's like holding somebody in the yard or some shit. That's bad. And now I'm picturing poor Chow.
They should have him as like ex-convict Chow Daddy with his pants around his ass.
Can we get him on the show? Maybe that could be his one phone call. I would love to get Chow Daddy on the show.
Bunch of guys lining behind him, yelling at him. Off the phone, Chow Daddy. Talk at Trick or Treat Radio.
What's for lunch today?
Oh, no. Me.
Me.
That sucks, man. Free Chow Daddy.
Free Chow Daddy.
Free Chow Daddy. Free Chow Daddy.
That's the new hashtag.
Picture him like, with a phone with the glass, trying to like, touch a sandwich or something. They're bringing like pizzas of the glass, and he wants to like lick it. That's fucking bad.
And what exactly does he gain by pretending he doesn't like spaghetti?
Yeah. The cool kids don't like spaghetti.
Yeah.
I guess not.
In
Damn.
the ad though, you can't
Like pizza and burgers.
And I've always liked spaghetti, so I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, you're not cool.
I guess not.
Oh man.
Strip sir.
Strip, sir.
Evil Coin says, I'm tired of doing time for sniffing coke. Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of drug talk on the show, I can tell already.
Yeah. Wow.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
I'm excited to talk about this flick. I am fucking fascinated.
Oh,
by
Aries is taking his shirt off.
I
It's
know.
getting hot in here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm also excited. Aries trimmed his beard a little bit. It's very nice.
Oh, he did.
I like
Holy
that.
shit, look at
Oh yeah, on the sides.
Yeah, you should be almost. I should be on camera to show people.
No, because I butchered this motherfucker.
That's good. That's good.
I butchered it.
This is me just like hacking at it blindly over the tub.
Well, that's fucking premium content right there.
Did you take a bath?
I showered afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm over the tub, then all the hair is contained, and I don't get yelled at for messing up the bath.
Yeah.
But how do you see though what you're shaving or cutting?
Hence,
Well, that's the problem.
hence hacking at it blindly in the tub.
You know, you should get one of those mirrors that sticks on the shower or
In
something.
the shower. I
Yeah.
should, but I don't think that far in advance.
Wait a minute though. Why don't you put like either a towel or a bowl in the sink? That way you can collect the beard.
What's he gonna do? Sell it later?
Yeah, I have fucking premium motherfucking content. We got a
Oh,
Patreon
will you
guy.
stop
No. Because you're hairy, right? It's fair to say. It's not a criticism. I'm hairy
Just a
too.
skosh.
A skosh, yeah. You know, for hairy guys, you know, 3 of us, not MZ.
Yeah, everyone did, but MZ.
Yeah, he's very, very smooth.
He's smooth like a baby.
That's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. It's fine. But your hair clogs the sink, right? You don't want to have clogged sink if you know, have people over. That's bad. So to keep the hair
You
from
have people over.
yeah, I had that conversation. I'm like, oh, you can't use a sink. It's it's all clogged right now.
You have a plunger?
For a sink?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Why?
Well, there's icky stuff on the plunger.
I have 2 plungers.
Icky stuff.
I have a toilet
Yeah.
plunger and a sink plunger.
Oh, how big's your sink?
Average.
Oh, all right.
It's a little plunger. It costs $3 at Home Depot.
No, you should get.
Buy one. Yes.
Well, no, I
He can't even buy his own pizza. You expect him to buy a plunger?
No, you can
Yeah,
get.
do you want me to buy a plunger for you and deliver it to you?
Yeah,
you gonna
I would
you gonna
like
tip
that.
me?
Yeah, I'll give you a tip.
Ooh.
No, I'll give you like $5.
$5.
Fuck.
Evil Corny says, I'm watching on the big screen. Nice cut, Aries.
See,
Did you move the camera?
No.
No?
I could see you.
he's from Alabama. He knows.
Your head's in the shot.
Yeah, you are
No,
in
no,
there.
no.
You moved the camera.
I
No,
did
you
not.
didn't. No.
Just get over here, Aries.
No.
Show people.
Aries, will you stop being a baby?
Yeah, you're wearing your cool Frog Brothers T-shirt.
Make me.
Evil Corny says, I'm watching on the big screen. Nice cut, Aries.
See?
I just said that.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he doesn't
to
listen to you.
Yeah, I guess not.
No.
Well, I'm too busy eating spaghetti.
Strip search.
Aries can't make voodoo dolls with his own hair, Raven Shadow.
Sure he can. It's God of War.
I had a girlfriend keep my long hair when I cut it years ago.
Oh, boy.
That's
She
fucking
still
cool.
have it now?
Probably. I don't talk to that crazy one.
Oh,
I know.
You know which crazy one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do I know her?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Begin with an A?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was a bad move. Don't do that.
That was a bad move.
Don't do that.
Oh, shit.
I have my ponytail still from when I cut it the first time.
Why? Why?
Yeah,
Why
what are
do
you going
have
to
it?
do with it?
What?
Well, for some of those same, you can't just throw that out. Someone might get it.
Burn it.
No.
Why don't you give it to, like, Locks for Love or
Well, I
something?
figured I would have in case I needed to do that. Or
Well,
in
now
case-
it's too late.
No, it's sealed. It's sealed. It's in a bag. It's in
How
a,
long is it?
How long is the bag or how long is the ponytail?
The hair.
Longer than what I have now.
And
Well,
you keep
that
it
could
in
be
for
anywhere
what?
from here to, like, to your feet. Like,
Well, it's
I
hard.
mean,
It's
you
hard.
could have Crystal Gale kind of hair, for Christ's sake.
Who's Crystal Gale?
Probably a porn star.
No, Crystal Gale was a country singer back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, obviously,
And
I would
back in
fucking
the
know that.
70s, and her hair was like all the way down to her ankles.
Oh, not that. How long is this?
I don't know. Let me
Johnny.
pull my pants down and measure it for you.
I'm holding my fingers apart at a certain
Yeah,
length.
it's about a foot.
All
I'd
right.
say about a foot.
Yeah, probably about a foot.
Yeah, now it's 10 inches. You. How long is this? You're fluctuating
know.
the entire time.
Well, someone's
What
gonna
are we
answer.
talking about here again? Your hair or
We're
Aries,
talking about Chow Daddy.
no, Aries.
You think Chow Daddy grew his hair in the Who's Gal?
Yeah, you can't be pretty in there. You gotta grow a beard and give yourself a scar. Give yourself a scar.
give yourself a scar?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking like ska, like
Ska.
reggae ska.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, when Raven Shadow talks, yeah,
What?
it sounds
Well,
like ska.
people listen. Yeah.
No.
What? A Scarface.
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 Yeah, he does the skank. Tony Montoya skanking. Doing coke. The Aquabats theme in the fucking background.
That would be a fucking movie, Scarface.
Scar.
He's skanking all over fucking Miami. Yeah.
A motherfucker in trumpet comes out.
No, that's another one of our movies. Remember our old movies that we had?
Yeah, Hobbit with a
Hobbit
shotgun.
with a Shotgun, Sixth Sense, Wolf Cop of Wall Street,
Yeah.
Cannibal Run.
Oh, I totally want to do Cannibal Run.
Phantasm 4.
Phantasm 4.
Willy Wonka.
Oh. I miss Willy Wonka.
And Scarface.
Scarface. Oh, yeah, man. Seriously. Fucking Patreon us.
Patreoners will make one of those movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good segue, Raven
See?
Shadow. Look at you. You're on your game.
Oh, see, man.
So we did last week, we launched our very own Patreon. And we had a pretty good turnout in a week, I will say. So I want a big shout out to everyone. Raven Shadow, you probably don't have your phone. Do you know how to... No.
Teach me.
I should have prepared you for this.
No, teach me how to learn, Johnny. How do we do this?
I wanted
Teach you how to learn.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Listen, it's between Johnny and I
Teach
right
me
now.
how to learn.
Teach me how to learn,
Teach
Johnny.
me how to learn.
Jesus Christ.
No, this is exciting.
Teach me
Will.
how to learn.
I'm the everyman. I'm like
You are not
You
the
are
everyman.
not the everyman.
No.
No. You do not speak for the male race.
Well, listen.
You don't speak for anyone.
But I'm like that person. Like, oh, I heard the Patreon's a thing. Where would I go about doing it? Right? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, my God.
You don't know how to do that?
No, I do. But we're.
So
Okay, if you do, then the world does.
I'm going to crown you. I swear I'm
You
going to
should
crown
fucking give
you
me a
with this
crown. I'll be king of England next.
Oh, Marion says, lol, 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 every man. Oh, shit. What do I see? This is all new to me. I got to find out how to pull up the all the patrons so we can announce them.
Well, maybe Raven Shadow can help you with
Yeah,
it.
there should
No,
be.
he won't be able
Is
to.
there a contact list?
No.
Well, he'll be able to get the number of people, but he won't be able to see names.
So I see. Okay, there's a place to look at him here. Oh, here we go. Okay,
I spy with my little eye.
Oh, I know him.
I think this is.
Who are you fooling? You can't read any of that.
Yeah, I'm not wearing my progressives.
Maybe if you look down like this, like you always do.
That's funny. Someone. Oh, it's a follower, not a patron. Oh, okay. I guess you can do followers. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So, are you able to see this, Raven Shadow? Can you see the names here?
No, I kind of see circles and then
Oh,
text.
Jesus. All right.
Instead of a big dark blur, he sees a big light blur.
I'll tell you what. What we'll do is next time, we'll get you set up on this. Okay.
I'd come close to you.
No, I don't want that.
Why?
No, I don't want that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to name all of our patrons now because we said that we would thank everybody. So we're going to name everybody. And if you have not yet supported us on Patreon, consider doing so because right now we've reached our first goal. So we are 100% over on our first goal. So we have the podcast hosting, the website hosting, and our software subscriptions paid for every month. But we want to get to that next tier to help with the internet and also the studio rent and stuff like that. So right now, our patrons, these are for the this is for the treat level. We have Evil Corny. We got Dangerous Donnie Davis.
Bambaleo.
We got El Goro.
Ooh.
We have Kevin Hornsby.
Hey.
We got Patrick Baxter.
Thank you.
We have Marion.
Bambaleo.
We have Vezius, our boy Veza.
Oh,
Yeah,
Vesa,
nice.
thank you,
Vesa,
dog.
yep, from Finland.
Oh.
And also, he's in the chat room, Code Blue, Will.
Nice.
What's up, Will?
So we appreciate everyone for the treat.
Yeah, thanks.
And then we also have a couple people on the Dear God Yes tier.
Stop it.
And that would be EF Contentment
Oh.
and Jesse G.
Jesse G.
Hey.
Oh, man.
And then also a big hearty thanks for help keeping the lights on from our boy First Time Mike.
Oh, FTM.
Nice.
So
Cups to Milwaukee.
exactly. So everyone who has already contributed, we really appreciate it. And
Thank you very much.
the way it works is if you guys are worried about the like if you don't have the money right now, let's say, it comes out on the 1st of every month. So if you want to, you can get in right now. You can pledge for Patreon. It's not going to take anything until the 1st. So you can go ahead and sign up now, and it'll take it on the 1st. So if anyone's worried about the whole money thing, I don't have the money right now, well, it'll get taken out on the 1st. So you can just sign up and be a Patreon supporter right now. And what we're going to do is, as I mentioned last week, for the month of May, so we're halfway through the month right now. It's the 15th, and we have, like a couple more weeks to go. And for everyone who supports us on Patreon gets entered into a contest. What we're going to do is we're going to give a big box of prizes away. We're still working out all the details of the prizes, but I can tell you guys that it'll be pretty cool. We're hoping to have like a one of a kind thing that you won't be able to get anywhere else, and then some other cool stuff. So, if you guys want to get in on this, every single dollar you support us. So if you're in the $2 tier, you get 2 entries. You're in the $5 tier for the treat, you get 5 entries, so on and so forth. Every dollar you spend gets you 1 entry. So the more you spend, obviously, the better chance you have. And if you guys get in before the end of May, you're entered to win. And then what we'll do is, I guess the first episode in June, we will pick a winner. And then we'll get a box out. And one thing I want to do, I also want to start planning the content so people know what to expect come June 1st.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I don't want to, we don't have to commit to the film yet, but I think we should do like a film commentary or something like that. Something different, or maybe because we were going to hold off on the commentaries until later, but then I realized that we owe Nicholas a film commentary. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys remember when he won the contest.
That was a long time ago.
And Mars is the one who was going to set it up for him. He was like, "Oh, I'm planning it. I'm going to get some cool people." Not saying he dropped the ball. Like we all dropped the ball, but that was Mars's thing that he was going to do. And now, I figured we owe. So maybe we should do the editor, because that's the one that that Nicholas wanted.
Oh, interesting.
So we can make it available to everyone. So we'll talk about it. We're not going to decide on that specific film, but I figured that's something that we should have done already, and we didn't. So I wanted to make available to people,
Nice.
And obviously Nicholas will get it no matter what, because he won it. But we'll also put it up on the Patreon or something like that. So we'll still figure it out, but I think that might be kind of cool, is to do a film commentary. And then we could also start doing. We got some other plans in place for some mini-sodes, and talking about some other stuff. So if there's stuff that you guys want to hear about, like if you want an extended Transformer talk with MZ, if you want some comic talk with Raven Shadow, let us know what you guys would like to hear. So we're gonna want to do some stuff that's maybe slightly outside of the normal purview of what we do every week. Mm-hmm. And we may do some special episodes, like maybe if there's enough people who want it, maybe we'll do a spoiler-filled episode of Endgame, or whatever the new film that's coming out that we can all get to is. So if you guys have specific needs or desires for what you want to see, please let us know. And we're looking forward to doing some stuff, and we also want to get a video up as well. So because we have 2 people that are in that tier, so I'd like to get some video content up as well. So if you guys have any thoughts, please let us know. And if you haven't contributed yet to the Patreon, please consider it. You can get in at we have a bunch of different tiers starting at $2. So you can get in on that, help support the show, and also get some cool stuff out of it, and a chance to win a big prize box.
Yeah.
So
Evil Corny poses a very interesting question.
Yes.
He wants to know, will the prizes get to mature in the Raven Cave for a couple of months before they get sent out?
No. They will not go anywhere near Raven Shadow's.
Raven Shadow will not be in charge of the mailing aspect.
I got to figure it out now.
No.
No, I think it should bask in the room to really absorb some of the
smoke.
Yeah. Amongst other things, the juices, the
juices.
Evil Corny, when you got your last package, did it reek of cigarettes?
No, it's fine. It's laminated.
Gross.
Oh, hush.
It's all yellowed and everything.
It's fine. It's fine.
Jaundice.
No, I had fucking the air going.
So,
No,
speaking of smoking.
Yeah.
No,
you need to do something.
This is not nervous. This is I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm coming up. I don't know the exact date, but year, no smoking.
A year?
Yeah.
Yep. Has it really been a year?
It has been a year. I don't know the exact date because it's just kind of like a ballpark thing, because I tried and failed a couple of times in the month.
Okay.
But it is this month that I quit smoking.
And how do you feel now that a year's passed? How do you feel?
Like shit.
How do you think you afforded that Lamborghini?
Where's your fucking Lamborghini out there?
Yeah.
hoverboards.
See, it's not that difficult.
It's fucking wicked hard.
That's awesome, Harry. Seriously.
It's awesome. It's good.
It's
It's
really
good.
good.
Yeah, and I mean, I did, because that's always the thing. You could afford a Ferrari.
Fieri.
What Guy Fieri from
What would Guy Fieri do?
They'll come over your house.
You could afford an expensive car.
Taking you to
if you quit
Flavor Town,
smoking.
you bitch.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't buy a new truck or anything, but you know what? I bought myself tools, bought myself a PlayStation. Look at that. I bought myself some nice shit because I wasn't spending all that money on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Raven Chat, what would you buy?
And more whiskey, too.
Yeah.
that was getting purchased one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. I wouldn't. I don't know. I'd just probably buy something else to fill the void.
What void?
Some little vice.
Something else.
Yeah, something else.
Imagine all the pizza you could buy with all the cigarettes that you don't buy.
There's only so much you can eat, though. But I could fucking ingest other things like a motherfucker. No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe do the fucking driveway over, get some tar.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, what am I gonna buy? What am I gonna? Actually, I've been going through. I have so much shit. I've actually been working on the my comic studio. I have so many fucking toys. I got boxes, and even like. Yeah, I can't bring everything out. I mean, I got fucking all my superpowers action figures, fucking my mask. I don't even have that there. Even down to DC's Total Justice. I have so many fucking all the DC Directs we bought back in the day. I'm for a 42-year-old man. I have lots of fucking toys.
You could hire someone to build you a display rack. And by the
Aries.
way, I have new tools that I can.
Would you build my display rack?
Those ones I had in the studio are really nice. They're
really
They're
nice.
from IKEA and they're like $50 or $60.
Or you could hire someone to build you a display.
Or that.
Well, yeah.
Can you build glass? Can you blow glass?
Oh, I can blow like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we can.
What were the other ones? Total Justice? Is that what you said? I
Yes.
think I have some of those.
Yeah, Total Justice. They were that came out. They were all done by I'm gonna butcher his name, but they were done in the style of John Bogdanov. He did a bunch of Superman stuff.
Okay.
But they had the first Kyle action figure.
Yeah.
And I believe there was a special figure we got at Music Quest. It was the first. Yeah, it was the very first Blue Beetle action figure was in that line.
Oh, okay.
It came with a.
See, if you quit smoking, your voice wouldn't do that.
No, I think that was water.
Yeah, water.
That water's bad for you.
Yeah.
Water's bad for you, man. And it's not like you live in Flint.
It's true. It's true. I don't live in Flint.
True, or he doesn't live in Alabama.
That's true. I'd love to visit Corny, but yeah, we can't. We got Corny. We talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
You got to get the fuck out of there. Come up here.
Pack a bag. We're coming to get you.
Yeah, you can stay at the Raven
Yes.
Chateau.
Yeah, just
Yeah, get your ass up here, man.
get the TV.
It's not safe down
We're
there.
springing you.
Can we just like wall off Alabama? Like speaking of walls,
Yeah.
Well, if we're at it, then let's wall off Florida too. They're a bunch
just
of-
wall off the South.
They're just weird.
That's fair. All right, listen. Who's down there? You got to
There's
come
some
up.
cool people in,
Yeah,
in the South.
Oh,
But,
sure, but
And Florida's just like this amalgam of every other state.
yeah, it's just old
That's
people.
where just everyone goes.
It's like that bar in Star Wars if it was a fucking state.
yeah, pretty much.
Like
Yeah.
Mos Eisley.
What you call it, Moss Isley?
What the fuck's it called, John?
Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley.
It's not called Mos Eisley.
What do you think?
Mos Eisley.
This is the
Mos Eisley. Mos Eisley.
It's Mos Eisley. Mos.
Moss.
Mos.
It's not Mos.
Mos.
No.
It's the most with the most.
It's not the Mo. It's not Mos. It's not Mo. Hey Mo. It's Mo Eisley.
Oh boy.
Corny. Is it Mos Eisley?
If it was Moss, it wouldn't have two S's.
It's space.
That's space. Well, the music is called Jizz.
Forgot about that. That's.
You're a jizz whaler. You're a very good jizz whaler.
Keep waiting. That's stupid. It's fucking called. I didn't believe it
Mos.
the first time.
Mos. It's Mos Eisley.
It's not Mos Eisley.
It is Mos Eisley.
Wait, is it Mos Def or Mos Def?
It's Mos. It's Mos. Yeah, Mos Eisley. Yeah.
No, it's Mos.
You never even seen the movie.
The fuck I haven't.
How many times?
The first Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I had to take a guess, I don't know, maybe 25, 26 times maybe?
You didn't see it.
The fuck
You've barely seen it.
I love the fact. Wait, I love the fact that Evil Corny thought he was going to solve this problem by just typing it.
Thank you for trying, Corny. Call me.
Oh wait. Let's consult the internet.
Okay.
Let's see who's right. Okay. Just listen to Obi-Wan.
Moss Eisley.
Oh, motherfucker!
I think Ben needs some lessons on how to talk. He does say Moss.
Play it again, Johnny.
Play it again.
All right.
Put your headphones on, John.
Let me replay it. Here we go.
Moss Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
He is British, so I mean,
And he is a senile old man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking knight.
Yeah.
In real life, he's a fake knight and a real knight. He's a sir, right? Isn't he a sir?
He is, yeah.
It is Moss Eisley.
Yeah.
I always thought it was Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
Unless it was pronounced Mos Eisley in another area.
I think
because I always thought
is that
it was
the only
Mos
time
Eisley.
it's ever
That's
pronounced.
The only time it was ever pronounced. Yeah.
So I guess you got to go by Ben.
That's what I do. Who's fucking smart, huh?
Not you.
Not you.
Oh, I fucking know.
Not you. You were just lucky.
No, I know phonetics.
You know phonetics?
Yeah, phonetics. Right? That's when you break stuff down by the words, by the sounds. What's that?
Say it again. What's the word?
Phonetics.
Phonetics.
No, I'm saying phonetics.
Forget about it.
Hey.
Tony's Pizza.
Yeah, that's how fucking people talk. I am reading the Moss that Corny wrote.
I love that Corny just wrote it out like it's fucking written out on the.
Yes, Corny.
Thank you, Corny.
I think I will speak for us. We all knew how it was spelled.
All right, so we should probably start to wrap this shit up. Enough about Moss Eisley. Moss.
Well, I still say Mos Eisley. I'm sticking with that.
Good luck with
it's the Eisley with the Mos.
Yeah. Well, so this is the Falcon. I do call it the Falcon sometimes.
The what?
The Falcon.
What's the whole name?
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
I do too, actually.
The Falcon, yeah, because that's what Han says.
Falcon.
Yeah.
The Millennium Vulcan.
The aluminum Falcon.
That's actually not too far from the truth.
What was that? The fucking.
Oh, Robot Chicken.
Thank you. Yeah,
what the hell is an aluminum falcon?
Oh, he's crying again.
So, I guess we should start moving on. We got an intermission to take.
Ooh. Oh, I like you kept that.
You know
Call
what?
back.
Why don't you just stay right here for this intermission?
Yeah.
I'll get fucking excited.
We'll have a little bonding moment.
Let's see if you can make it without a cigarette. You don't have to go down there. We'll make this a little test for you, okay? Let's see if you can make it not go downstairs for a smoke just this one time.
Did you see how nervous he is? By the
I know.
Yeah.
He's starting to shake a little bit.
no, I mean,
if he had a tail, it would be between his legs.
yeah, fucking tail.
Does your special lady friend smoke?
Not anymore. No, she quit before I met her.
That's all the more.
Really? I
Yeah,
figured
no.
she would have started after she met you.
I don't give a fuck anymore. This motherfucker right here. Oh my god.
Think about Oliver, man.
All he does is talk about Blue Devil.
Does Oliver smoke?
He doesn't. He's from France. Okay.
He's from France. He was in this movie.
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Climax?
He didn't, no, he didn't like
I know. Poor Oliver, man. I mean,
he eats rocks.
I mean,
and
what,
poop,
I mean,
okay.
what do you plan on doing? Shoving up cigarettes up his two little nostrils on his nose?
Why would you even say such a thing? No.
You might as
Smoking
well.
around.
Might as well, yeah.
You might as well.
He's fine.
He's not fine.
His
He
lungs
goes
are-
downstairs when you go downstairs.
His
He's
lungs
got
are
secondhand
black.
smoke,
His
man.
lungs are black.
No, he's the white like his fucking real hair.
I'll cut him in half and prove it to you.
Don't ever. That's freaking mean, Aries.
How
This
much you want to
fucking
make
guy.
a bet that hair is stained yellow and brown?
It is not. He
from-
saw his friend Nikki, and he has a streamlined haircut.
Did you have to dye it?
No, she only dyed it once, and she dyed him almost like it wasn't my decision. He basically looked like Gronk from Elvira movie. Not the
Patriots player.
not the two-time retired Super Bowl champion Gronkowski, but no, the dog, the poodle from Mistress of the Dock, right? Yeah. I didn't like that. Looked a little weird. But then she even dyed like his white fur, but she dyed his beard to be black. But he had like a rainbow tail. That looked weird walking up the street.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Moss size.
Washed out. It wasn't like spray paint. It was
Evil Corny says Raven Shadow will turn to the Hulk if he holds out for that cigarette.
Yeah, no. And to answer your question, can I do it? Pass the test? No, I can't.
Well, let's see you do it. Let's see you do it.
I can't. I'm not that smart.
Aries, block the door during the break.
He'll jump out the window.
Do not let him out.
He'll jump out the window. All right. So once again, if you guys want to help, do we need to do intros?
I can skip today.
No, he didn't. He wasn't here when we started. He doesn't get an intro.
That's true.
I just said we can skip intros. Like you're punishing me.
Well, because you didn't go last week. You're a little bitter.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's an order for things usually, and I think it's better to do it when we're all like in a row. But it's fine because you know what? I was thinking about that. I've been thinking about that over the weekend, and
weekend.
It's maybe the ride over here. My Tony's Pizza. No, it's fine because you know why? One thing I love is the 2004 Red Sox, right? World champion 2004 Red Sox, and on that roster,
2004.
Yes, you're fucking right. Win the World Series, reverse the curse. Go Poppy. So they had Bill Miller, who was the batting champion, batting 8th, right? What a pretty good fucking roster.
Miller or Muller?
Miller.
Okay.
Not Miller. So that's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the order, and everyone's champion. How's that?
So from now on, I can go last then?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, the look on his face said it all.
No, I want you to go last there. I want you to have it.
Wow.
You want me to have it?
I want you to have it.
You just said it doesn't mean anything. What am I having?
No, it's fine. I want you to have.
What am I having?
No, you can have.
Raven Shadow, you sincerely do fear change
No,
of the
No.
slightest degree.
It's
the
not
slightest
change.
degree.
He would not care if me and you switched orders or if I went first and Johnny went second or anything else. But he has to be last.
No, I don't.
That is what bothered him the most.
Because he thinks that the best is last.
Yes.
That it anchors everything else. And if you're the anchor of this crew, I'm surprised we're doing as well as we are.
I don't know if we're doing that well, I'll be honest with you. No, it's fun having fun with you. But no, it's fun. Everyone wins. Everyone's a champion. Everyone's good. No,
we're the 2004 World Series champions.
We're the 2003 Red Sox. Who
not the 2007, not the 2013.
11. Oh, was it 11 or
13?
Okay.
Or the 2018 champions. No.
Oh wait, 2011 was that the Bobby Valentine year? Whatever year that was.
2012 was the Bobby Valentine.
13 was the
2012 was the Bobby Valentine year.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah, that was a bridge year.
Yeah. Jump off a bridge year.
Yeah, bridge that fell and fucking broke in the middle.
Who so didn't see that coming? Look at Matt Murdock calling. It's gonna be a fucking fucked up year.
All right, so if you guys want to help support the show, once again, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Head on over. Just for as little as $2, you can help support the show. Help us to keep it going and to upgrade and to do new stuff and to put out new content and all sorts of stuff. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. It's just kind of like, I guess it's a cool thing, but we got nominated for a podcast award for Scaricon, right?
Yay!
So Scaricon is doing the first annual podcast awards, and so we're in 2 categories. We're in best overall podcast and best long form podcast.
I wonder what the criteria is
for what? Best overall?
Yeah,
it's just
like
there's
how
judges. I don't know. Judges are gonna just listen to some shows and figure it out, I guess. So I guess there's some prizes. I didn't even know about that, but I guess there's some prizes too. But
well, if one of them is meeting Terry Kaiser, I'm all for it.
Well, we might be able to do that anyways.
Oh God, Terry Kaiser's the fucking man.
So that's cool, and so I don't know. We'll have to see if we'll have to coordinate. Maybe we'll go to the podcast awards. I don't know when that is or whatever. But we gotta, in case we win, it'd be nice to make a speech, right?
Yeah, I think we have to.
So we'll find out more. If we have any more details about that in the future, we'll let you guys know. But if you guys want to help support and, if you've already supported us on Patreon or whatever reason you don't want to support us on Patreon, there's some other ways. You can go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, and there you're going to find the Amazon logo. Click on it. Brings you right to Amazon. And everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. Doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Ravenshadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights off.
That's right. It's just another way. And you know what? You shop on Amazon anyways. Just use our link.
You gotta fucking do it.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I updated the website. So I got the Patreon link on there. And they also updated the artwork for... I didn't have a Spotify link on the front page, so I added that and changed the logos for the new Apple Podcasts instead of iTunes, which was still up there.
That update the website.
Oh, yes, not the one that you're thinking of. Not the euphemism.
Okay.
That Raven Shadow heard all too often when he went to go do laundry in the mudroom.
I heard that lots of times.
Well, so long as you hear it and don't see it, you're in good shape.
Tron! Can I do some laundry? I'm updating my website!
Tron, make some eggs!
Scramby eggs.
She's sleeping. Come on. Make the eggs. You know what? I was thinking about that the other day, too.
What? Scramby eggs?
Oh, no, about the egg story. I don't remember that at all.
What? That someone else made you eggs?
No, that Tron made eggs.
You do remember you lived with him for like...
Did he tell that story or did someone else? I can't remember.
No,
I think he
did.
told
He
that
told
story.
it on my birthday episode.
That's right. Yeah.
When we watched that Robert Patrick movie.
I trust his memory more than yours.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. For that time, too, but I don't think I remember that.
Remember what? Him making eggs?
No, for that, he made some delicious eggs. Don't get me wrong. He also made good chicken puttanesca.
You don't remember you asking for it to make eggs?
I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember that.
I'm gonna say it happened.
I'm gonna say it happened too. We also have a store on trickortreatradio.com if you guys want to purchase the greatest hits of volumes 1 through 3 of Trick or Treat Radio. You can go ahead and do so there. There's also some other premium content and some physical goods as well. So, help support, keep the show going. Patreon's the best way to do it, though. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch Climax. I don't even know if I want to ask what you do.
Get a box of Kleenex out.
To prepare.
Oh, Johnny.
What do you do to prepare for a climax?
I went on the internet, Johnny. Yeah. I pushed that browser to the limit. No, I actually did go on the internet, but it wasn't for MZ's favorite website. No, I no spoilers, but I've been really... Q-Buster.
What'd you do?
It doesn't fucking matter, man. I fucking strapped on.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just didn't do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
All right, we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh boy, are we back now?
We're back without Raven Chat, of course. He's probably out there smoking. Son of a bitch.
You know, I really like dying on this show.
Your homer's getting better, I think.
Is it?
All right, we're going to talk about a movie.
Oh, hey.
The one, the aforementioned Climax. So Climax is rated R. It is
Surprise, surprise.
97 minutes. It's a drama horror music. I would say dance instead of music. I don't know if dance is a genre.
Dance is. I would throw dance in there.
And it was released theatrically in 2018 and has recently hit video on demand. It is written and directed by Gaspar Noe. And it stars Sofia Boutella, Romain Guillermic, Suhaila Yacoub, Kitty Smile, Claude Emmanuel Gajan-Mal, Giselle Palmer, Taylor Castle, Thea Carla Schott, Charlene Temple, Leah Vlamos, and Kendall Mugler. There's a bunch of others. There's a lot of people in this.
Yeah.
Pretty big cast.
And really, honestly, it really doesn't even matter.
What doesn't matter?
Well,
they're all dancers.
Who is who, you know, because there's so many people in this movie.
Well, aside from Sofia Boutella, I think they're all dancers.
Yeah.
So, look at that dynamite drop in Raven Shadow.
Yeah, which we checked.
We checked?
Yeah.
You and Ollie?
Oh yeah, Ollie's really good. He was watching John Wick 3 trailers.
No.
He's very excited. No, we look because that was a thing where the only one was The Mummy was the only kind of.
Jeez, all I smell is cigarettes on you, dude.
Oh, well, all I smell is fucking virginity. Okay.
Oh.
It grew back.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
All I smell is cigarettes, dude. Jeez.
Oh, no, I'm not kidding.
Well, he's not wrong.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it smells gross, dude.
Well, I'm
You stink up the
Why
whole
don't you get some Axe spray or something?
I'd rather the cigarettes. I think.
All right, something smells better. I don't know. I've never worn Axe, so I don't know what it smells like.
No.
But you used to wear Axe, so.
Yeah,
Who
I
wore
did.
Axe? No.
I thought you did.
Me? No, man. I don't do Axe.
I used to wear Axe.
Really? I didn't know you were a douchebag.
Do they still make Axe?
I think so. I used to buy the chocolate kind.
What
chocolate
chocolate
was good.
Axe?
It was
Chocolate
Axe.
I don't think that was cologne.
It was by Hershey's.
Yeah, there was chocolate
weird.
Axe.
Well, good thing you didn't get the peanut butter chocolate. You would have fucking died.
I know, the Reese's...
the Reese's Axe spray? You would have died.
Yeah, with peanut butter Axe.
All right, so the synopsis for Climax. French dancers gather in a remote, empty school building to rehearse on a wintry night. The all-night celebration morphs into a hallucinatory nightmare when they learn their sangria is laced with LSD.
Now, I didn't read that synopsis at all.
Okay.
And just went into it blind.
Are you glad you did? Or
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, as it kind of opens up with, and I was kind of almost swearing at Johnny again, but I didn't. Because it opens up with a little vignette. So
I didn't make the fucking movie.
Well, I think you fucking financed it. You might have. But
I can't pay for the podcast, but I can finance the movie.
That's why you're doing a Patreon.
That's where the money that he didn't go for paying your pizza. That's where it went to.
That's expensive pizza. But no, it opens up with little like interviews with the dancers, right? Almost like
auditions.
Auditions, yeah.
Audition tapes.
But it was kind of getting weird for me a little bit. I was almost thinking of the late 90s. What was the commercial campaign? They got in trouble for a while. Calvin Klein ones where it was like the kids in the basement, a little fucking weird, provocative. something about these people doing these little auditions behind a fucked up wall with all shitty fucking paint scrapings on it. Like, where the fuck is this going? Nobody thought it got weird.
You think it had like a snuff quality to it?
Yeah, like what are they auditioning to?
Well, you do realize the whole movie got weird, right? This wasn't like
look. Noe's filmmaking style is really unconventional, and the editing.
You don't say.
But I do say. And the editing that was used in this was part of his technique, where it just doesn't cut from one scene to another. It doesn't just fade out and fade into black and fade out of black. It does a weird like a jumping.
Yeah, it's like a jump cut almost.
It's like
but
a
it's
jump
like,
cut
with a half a second of black.
Yeah, it's like a jump cut as it dissolves to black, and a jump cut as it dissolves back into the scene. It's very bizarre.
And I'm sure that if you could read French, the titles of the movies along the frame of that would probably give you some indication as what was going to happen.
Well, some of the movies, I actually did take some note of some of them. Suspiria, Possession, Salo,
yes,
Labyrinth Man, and there's some others I couldn't make out, and I probably could have zoomed in and seen, but yeah. So I do think that there was a little bit of a foreshadowing. Obviously Suspiria is an obvious one.
Yeah.
I guess Salo maybe not as much, but
no. Well,
maybe some hints. I've never seen Salo, but I've heard you talk enough about it.
Well, if you've never seen it, then I wouldn't use Salo as an example as a bit of foreshadowing in this film.
Or it could have just been films that inspired Noe or something.
It could have been.
So I don't think there was. I think there was something to that, but I don't think every film that was shown. So what we're talking about, if you guys haven't seen this, there's a scene at the beginning. Well, let me take a step back. The beginning is the end. Like the first 3 to 5 minutes of this is the end of the movie. And not in a way that is like a non-linear, like, oh, well, if you know the ending, it was the end of the movie complete with credits.
Yeah.
Within the first 3 minutes, you get the end credits. And then the movie starts just going along with what MZ said about Noe's sort of, his methodology of how he makes films. And I haven't seen many Noe films. Like, it definitely is a blind spot for me. But I do know that he's kind of famous for sort of like having his way with film in terms of doing what he wants. And that's almost like a gimmick of his where credits will roll wherever the fuck he wants.
Right. His style is very unconventional. It's very experimental.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
highly experimental, and a filmmaker like that cannot get away with that kind of shit in this country. It just won't happen.
Well, I actually disagree with that because I think a filmmaker did get away with something.
Oh, Memento?
No. I was actually going to say Mother. I think there's some similarities
yes.
to Mother.
Yep, I was kind of thinking that too.
All right. No,
I'm not going to say it's not. It's Mother is more traditional. It's more conventional, whereas this is definitely more unconventional in the terms of like a typical narrative flow from beginning to end, and then also with the with the credits and everything. So, but this did remind me a little bit of Mother in the flow of how things unfold. So let me quickly take a step back. Gaspar Noe is Argentinian, and he grew up in France. And as we sort of just alluded to, he's known for having very divisive films that push the boundaries while showing very strong technical proficiency. Mm-hmm. And he cites Kubrick as one of his big influences.
I'm not surprised.
And I guess he saw 2001. I want to say he was 7 or 9. He was really young. And that, like, from that point on, he knew exactly what he knew he wanted to be a filmmaker after seeing 2001, which, makes sense. This guy, as we get further into it, I think there's no denying that this guy is a fucking master with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely shows here. And he's also some of the films he's directed. He did Irreversible, which is obviously an infamous film with Monica Bellucci.
Oh,
Yep, that tunnel scene. Oof.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
He did Enter the Void.
Yep.
Love.
I Stand Alone.
Yep. And he's done a bunch of shorts as well. But he's, like I said, he's been known as a fairly divisive filmmaker. People will love his stuff. They'll hate it. There's not too much in between. Like, yeah, he's okay.
And it seems like he embraces that too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sure. Even the poster art for Climax.
One of the posters,
one of the
yeah.
posters for
Yeah.
that. And even in the credits, in the one part of the first credits was like, what? This is a movie for like French people, or he made some comment basically like, fuck you, I'm making this movie.
Yeah, so one of the posters I'll read right here. It says, "You despised I Stand Alone. You hated Irreversible. You loathed Enter the Void. You cursed Love. Now try Climax."
Perfect.
Which is kind of awesome.
It'd be like, you hated Geely. You hated Ishtar.
It's great because he promotes his entire catalog of films on one poster.
It's fucking brilliant.
Good for him. And for the record, Irreversible is awesome. Enter the Void is awesome. I Stand Alone, I still have not seen. It kills me that I haven't, and I haven't seen Love yet.
Yeah, I need to catch up on his stuff because especially after seeing this, obviously I'm curious about his work. We'll get a little bit further into I think whether or not we like the film, but I mean, clearly he is a talented filmmaker. I think that's difficult to deny.
Right.
If anyone feels differently, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But but it is kind of, I thought it was kind of fun that he does lean into it a little bit. He knows that that some people despise his films, so I think it's actually kind of fun that he leans into it a little bit. So, what else did I have on Gaspar Noe? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we were talking about. I don't. Have you guys ever seen a film that starts with the end credits? Like
Holy Grail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't thinking of that.
Good call.
And I just can't think of like it's very very non-traditional, and it's kind of jarring at first as well, but then once you kind of get into the flow of the movie, like. And you sort of see what he's doing, it's like, okay, well, maybe it's not that crazy because this guy is just crazy as it is. And yeah, so I did enjoy the little interview vignettes. I think it gave you these little snapshots of each character, of what they're all about, which can be difficult to do with a cast as large as this, right? Like, it's hard to get these little kind of tidbits of each character. So I thought that was very smart, the way that he pulled it off.
It's what happened next that I really dug. Well, I thought the vignettes went on a little bit too long for my taste.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards, I really got into.
The dance scene or the after that?
That both. I mean,
okay,
if you want talking to it, I will jump on
Go for
that
it
with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
I was going to talk about the dance scene.
So yeah, you can probably do it better than I. But you go ahead and Johnny, then I'll piggyback on some stuff.
Well, it's a show about all of us. You could talk too.
Yeah, everyone could talk.
Well, I figured Johnny and I would talk, and then you guys.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
He was talking.
We'll give you the floor.
You
We'll
interrupted him and then said, "Oh, you talk." Don't interrupt him and then insist he talk. Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I did that then.
No,
you
go ahead.
Did.
Go ahead.
All right, but then what had me was when you first see the Mummy.
Oh God.
The what? The Mummy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sophia Boutella. You
Sophia
asshole.
Boutella. Well, I don't know. I mean,
that's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. That's on you, Aries.
See.
Take two.
Go ahead.
But no, so after the vignettes, awkward Calvin Klein vignettes, and then opens up to the room, and everyone starts kind of like one person's walking, kind of sexy, and then basically the entire school breaks out into what seems like they're just kind of doing their own thing, but it ends up culminates in a very coordinated like dance off.
And let me say that dance scene was fucking awesome.
It was.
Dope,
that was stellar work.
Like I gotta admit, I'm not one for dance movies or dance scenes really. Like Suspiria definitely did it for me with that fucking dance scene, like the big culmination. And I'm talking about the Luca Guadagnino's Suspiria.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet.
But the one where they're wearing the rope outfits, that one like was top notch for me. But this was like I was like, whoa, like I was blown away, and the way it was filmed.
Yeah.
And I think it was one continuous shot.
It was.
So many of those in this fucking
Yeah,
film.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a
well,
lot of
the dance, and then
continuous
after the dance, continued on with the one shot.
Yeah, yeah.
With just going around the room.
Yeah.
So
which
after-
is so brilliantly done too, because of the blocking involved.
Oh, that's
And
got to
the-
be
and
insane. Yeah.
The blocking involved and the timing involved. I mean, these actors and actresses, I guess you could call them primarily dancers. I don't know what they're
probably aspiring actors. Maybe they had a background in dance.
Yeah,
and wanted
probably.
to do acting.
So these actors and actresses, to know their cue, when and where to move in something that's moving so fast, is just phenomenal. It was really quite incredible, the way the blocking of this movie, not only during this scene but throughout the entire goddamn movie.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys knew what they were doing, and they were on point every step of the way. It was just ridiculous how well it came across.
It was the dance version of like The Night Comes for Us in terms of choreography. You know what that had for like, you know, raid style fucking martial arts. This did it with fucking dance. And it was dope. All the different styles too.
Yeah.
Because you had like, you know, the urban style. You had your, you know, classic. You had just straight up sexiness.
And I liked
up sexiness.
and I liked how all the people, all the students in this class, all come from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it definitely it was a nice cross section. There was, you know, there was women and they were straight and they were bi and they were lesbian, and there was guys who were the same, like you know, straight, bi, gay, and you know, there was black, there was white, you know, there was people of, you know, of other other sort of ethnic backgrounds. So yeah, that was cool. It was all inclusive, and I did enjoy that.
And what I always like this when it comes to a movie like this where there's a group of people. I always end up focusing on one particular person, and my mind and my eyes go directly to that one person, no matter what's going on inside. You know, while they're dancing, say like the opening scene where they're dancing, my eyes are geared right towards that one single person, because I just want to see what he or she is going to be doing. And the person that I kept my eyes on was the chick with the blonde hair, with the Harpo Marx hair.
Yeah.
The short curly hair, or not the short curly hair, but the long curly hair that looked like a big afro.
Yeah.
I just loved her.
She was cool.
I thought she was fantastic. But man, the choreography in this movie was so good. The opening dance scene will blow you away, and it goes on for a good solid maybe 10 minutes, and you'll wonder, when is it going to end, and when is the story going to start generating? And at the same time, you don't really care.
Every actor in this gets their own little solo dance throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that was, I thought it was going to end at one point, and because it was mostly a static camera shot, and then the camera started to move, and it was going like, you know, like, I don't know if it was a crane or how it was done, like a jib or a crane, but it was going up and then down and then moving, and like, and then that almost was like, if you want to view it as like a fireworks display, that was like the grand finale where the camera was like swooping and moving around, and the actors were moving with the camera too, which I thought was really interesting, because you could see as the camera was moving this way, all or most of the actors would go up to fit into the frame or whatever, you know, like, it was just beautifully done. It's technically kind of an amazing achievement to be able to pull that off. And I'd be curious how much rehearsal went into that, and how many takes when they started filming to get it right.
Probably a fucking lot.
I can imagine.
Well,
even with skilled dancers.
Yeah, if you block it out and rehearse a lot, you could probably do it quicker. But that's so hard, right?
But even with skilled dancers, which these people obviously were.
Clearly, yeah.
I mean, you're talking a couple of months.
And even some of their movements, like, I always thought maybe some of it would be like a special effect. Like, they were so, like, some of the jarring dances they were doing, but it was all
the way doing that whole.
Yeah, that was something like 28 days fucking later or whatever the fuck shit.
Yeah.
That was. They were good, but then I love when. So it culminates into a crescendo of sexiness, and then and then it kind of cuts to different camps, different tribes, and talking about either their own things. They're talking about other people in the studio too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is so we're getting everyone's kind of pairing off, and some people are walking between, and we get more interactions. But I thought that was really cool because we're getting, sort of we're learning about people's vices or their relationship dynamics,
right?
And it's very revealing, And my thought was that it would be exploited later on, which in a way maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I thought that there was. I just thought it was a really interesting way. And once again, with a huge ensemble cast like this, it's really the only way that you can get across things like that, to have the characters interact. And there was a lot of time spent on it. It got to the point where maybe it started to outstay its welcome, and then something funny would happen or something like that kind of kept you going. So did any of you guys get bored by that scene at all?
Never, ever.
I liked the continuous shot after the dance, but once it broke down into their separate little cliques and the camera started actually, cutting to this group of 3, this group of 2, this group of 4, and started bouncing around, I didn't like that because that seemed a little more trying to a quick, easy way to establish characters that you already had that opportunity to at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
With their auditions. Yeah. That was your quick way to give you what you needed to know about the characters. Then you get into the movie and then you explore those characters in the movie. Now you broke down and you started to do that again, where it kind of spoon-fed you little things that you needed to know. Where I think it was a little bit lazy writing.
Well,
the thing I would disagree with Aries is that I think it helped because you saw the audition tapes maybe, but in this environment you saw them talking about their peers, their classmates, and also they're drinking now. Now the headmistress or whatnot has the sangria flowing, so now they're drinking, and that's kind of letting their emotions kind of come up, and you may be knowing, well, I don't like that bitch, or he this motherfucker over here.
But I mean, you can get that just from the flow of the room, where you would follow around different characters interacting with different people, which that is more an organic way to introduce characters than these isolated, two-shot of 2 characters talking about how they're going to have sex with everyone in the room.
Okay. That went on way too long.
I mean, you had those 2 characters that did that, and then they broke to other characters talking about and it was just too much character development. Like, it was really just, like I said, spoon-fed. It was too much. They should have had more of character interaction and it was more organic, because that's where I got bored with the movie. The dance, the camera flowing through the room, talking to people, that held me. Okay. I mean, the way the camera moved through the room held me. These static shots of interaction was very boring. I mean, especially because I am not the type of guy who likes foreign films. I don't like subtitles.
Right.
You will lose me in a static shot, and having 20 minutes of static shots of people just talking, regardless of what they're talking about, you're going to lose me.
No, I feel the exact opposite. I think, I love foreign film, and I'm always thrilled to watch foreign film, and particularly in a Noe film, I think the dialogue is relatively important. I like the idea of knowing that you get to know more about these characters and what their story is and what their anticipation is. It pretty much broke down into 2 separate groups. The guys want to fuck all the girls, and the girls just want to party.
And sometimes fuck each other.
Yes. Okay, so
which ain't such a bad
every
idea
high school
either.
dance. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
But you don't see. I mean, as far as I know of any high school dance that I ever went to, there was never any dialogue like this. So
you have to actually go to your high school dance.
Yeah,
I did, and I sat right next to the wall.
Really, I mean, the two individuals that really come to mind. That's pretty much exactly how I spoke to my friends at a high school dance.
Well, I didn't have friends at a high school dance. But I mean, don't forget there was also a brother-sister duo there as well.
Oh yeah, there was.
And what they had to talk about was rather interesting. You got one girl here. I think it was Selva, who had the child with her, had her kid with her.
I wasn't Selva.
I forget. I don't know who it was.
Selva was Mummy.
Yeah, that wasn't a brother-sister duo.
Or Giselle, or whatever. Her name
Giselle
is.
had the brother.
I don't know. Well, anyway, there was someone brought their kid in, and so I mean, you get all this. It was, and that's kind of uncomfortable. When I was watching, I'm like, there's a lot of sexuality and sexual innuendo and sexual movements on the dance floor, and here you have this kid who's probably no more than maybe 5 or 6 years old, and he's witness to all of this shit that's going on.
Well, I think that was the teacher's
son. She was the teacher, and it was established that she is a bad mother.
Yeah.
Well, there was sort of, I didn't really have enough time to suss out like what this means, but there definitely was this theme of sort of like, I don't know if I'm overstating it or not, but like pro-life, pro-choice, like, where they had said that she didn't want to get an abortion, so she had the child. And then there was some discussion later on about another character who was pregnant, so there was sort of some something going on there. I don't know if it was trying to say anything. I just didn't really have enough time to work through my thoughts on it. So, I'm sure there's some message there, or at least maybe if not a message, something to think about,
There was 3 things, because there was the teacher who didn't want to be a parent. There was the character's revelation. And I think Selva made a comment about not everyone has a choice in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she did. Yep.
And whether maybe she was masking some of her lifestyle choices because but there was something going on with Selva.
Yeah.
In the past.
Yeah, so there's definitely there's a lot going on in this, and there's some themes that like I probably didn't even grasp, that it wouldn't take a second viewing to probably get through a lot of it. But yeah, so at the party, afterwards they did their rehearsal. They everyone was like feeling really good about the rehearsal, and then they were drinking the sangria, and it was spiked with LSD. So people are, starting to freak out about, oh my God, like it's spiked. What are we going to do? Like, so people are already getting paranoid before the effect kicks in, and then people start blaming the teacher because it's her party. She provided the sangria. And, so there's sort of this like blame going around, and it was almost like a mob mentality, and we see that in a few instances where kind of mob rules, like when and then someone else is blamed for spiking the sangria, and then everyone gangs up on that person.
Yep.
And so this is a really dense movie with a lot of stuff going on, and once it sort of takes this turn, and I would say it's probably in the third act is when things really take a turn, because the first act we have a lot of the interaction, we have the dance number. And kind of what I didn't really comment much on it, but we have like the vignettes at the beginning were kind of introducing the characters, and I felt that the scene after the dance where they were going around, it was basically having the characters interact to see how they interact with each other. So we got this introduction to who they were, and then how they interact with each other, and who likes who and who doesn't like who, and who's got vendettas, and whatever. Like, so I thought that was cool to sort of expand upon it a little bit more. But then after that, then comes like the paranoia. We have this sort of the second act is people sort of now dealing with this change. Something has changed, something has happened, and sort of how people kind of deal with it and kind of show maybe true colors. I don't know if that's a sort of like understating things a little bit, but And then in the third act, there's that scene where it's with they're following Sofia Boutell's character Selva, and she's walking down the hall, and it's really like low kind of red lighting, and she's like walking around. It almost looks like she's walking through hell to me.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of what I had envisioned. And there's that one sort of contortionist character that's doing the dance.
Yeah.
You know, and then
like if you're on LSD and you're looking at that,
yeah,
that's got to really freak you out.
And then she goes into this room with the forest, the forest sort of on the wall.
Yes.
And she has this moment of like almost like clarity and comfort.
Euphoria.
Yeah. And like, I thought it was interesting. She put her hand into her tights, her stockings or whatever. And it almost at that moment was like she was like content, like she had this moment of contentment, and then that changes in like a heartbeat, and then things get really fucking crazy. And I just, that scene for me was, and by the way, like I also got to say that the song in the background was Aphex Twin's Window Licker, which I'm a huge fan of Aphex Twin. I fucking love that song. So when that was playing, I just was like, I was so zoned in on that. And that is probably, at least this year, is one of the most impactful, powerful, amazing scenes that I've seen this year.
Yeah, they even had during the just after the dance, they had Mars playing "Pump Up the Volume," which I'm like, shit,
yeah. There was a lot of like interesting,
really good musical choices here.
Soft Cell,
yeah,
was in it. So some really interesting. And speaking of which, I'm going to take a quick step back. The opening credits for the movie were 45 minutes in. And they might be my favorite credits ever in a movie.
Oh, yeah. With all the cat. Yeah.
With the different fonts for every character's name.
Yeah.
They had the band logos when they showed the band. And then I loved when they, like, instead of saying directed by, they had a camera next to Gaspar Noe's name. And then for the editor, there was like a film being cut. Like all these little icons to denote what the person did. I don't know. I just like, and it's totally fucking non sequitur. It's totally out of left field. It's 45 minutes into the movie, but I still fucking loved it.
And it was very just in your face. Like,
yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each word takes up like the whole screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was fucking weird, and that's sort of like, I think when this descent starts to happen. But yeah, I got to say that scene. Oh, and right before that when the girl gets set on fire, that to me is when.
Yeah, where her hair is set on
fire.
Yeah,
the girl getting on fire.
No.
That's when business starts to pick up. To quote JR.
That took a fucking turn there, motherfucker. That was like. That's when things start escalating.
I mean, you got this building filled with like say 20, 25 people.
Yeah, I would say
and
25.
they're all paranoid over
being
being high on LSD. And
everyone except one person.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What happened to him?
And everyone is blaming everyone else, and
well, it's not just one person. There's more than one person.
That wasn't drinking?
Yes.
I'm trying to think who the other one was.
And
yeah, okay, yeah.
There was
never mind.
two.
And
at least two.
Yeah. I got you.
And Salva, who had her kid with her.
It wasn't Salva.
Salva's Sofia Boutella.
Why do I keep thinking Salva had the kid? No, it wasn't Salva.
Okay.
I keep thinking that.
She was concerned for the kid, but it wasn't hers.
But whoever the teacher was, her kid, I felt bad for her because she,
she's kind of a horrible person, though.
Oh, yeah, but in a way, I kind of felt bad for her because of the dealings with her kid and how she handled it. How she handled him.
So fucking stupid.
You know what? You should feel bad for the child, not for her.
Yeah.
No, I do,
So
but I
stupid.
mean, there's this one scene in which she's crawling on the floor looking for the key.
Oh my god!
I'm like.
But why would you lock your kid where she locked him?
You know what? when you're on LSD, I guess you do just about anything that's stupid.
But I will say that really heightened the tension in the movie.
Sure. Oh, you better fucking believe it.
Because you could hear that kid screaming in most of the movie.
Oh, yeah. And the volume was appropriate to the distance.
To the distance,
yeah. The Foley on that was really, really well done.
And then the other character's not in fucking engaging
sound
at all.
mixing, rather.
You know what I mean? Like
some characters didn't care, but Selva definitely kept kind of like checking on him and felt bad, and that was pretty intense. The whole sort of like scenario with the kid.
Yeah,
because there are some fucking moments. There's some fucking downright sinister fucking moments in this film.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. There's definitely a handful. You mentioned the hair catching on fire, the stuff with the kid. There are 2 scenes in particular that I was fucking.
The pregnant chick.
Yeah. I mean, there were moments there
that was
where
pretty.
I was
rough.
on the couch, almost covering my eyes. Like I was fucking Def Comedy Jam. I'm fucking like fucking, but not in a happy way. In like, oh my god, this is horrible kind of way. Wasn't fun. That just sucks too, because I mean, listen, you're fucking drinking, right? So you have people who are already.
Jesus.
No, you have people who are all sexed up. So they're all being sexy. Their bodies are doing their thing, and they're very, aroused. You throw fucking drink into the fucking mix, and you throw some fucking hardcore drugs. Let's fucking watch the fun.
Yeah.
Because all different reactions.
No, see, I went into this movie cold. I knew nothing about this movie going in.
Same.
And
me too.
I realized shit was getting real when the one started pissing, just standing in the middle of the dance floor,
just pissing
away. And maybe two people took notice and commented.
No, Aries, I'm pretty sure we've been to parties where
if someone's pissing,
it's not like she was pissing through a screen window.
Yeah. I mean, she's just standing. Like, I've been fairly drunk at a party, but if a broad's just pissing in the room, I'm going to take notice.
Yeah, it's exit stage left.
That's just one of those things.
Even if you were high on LSD and sangria, like drunk on sangria.
It's a broad pissing, just standing.
I'll tell you this,
pissing.
man. I'll tell you this, man. That I got to try some of that LSD, man.
I do not want to see you on LSD.
Can I get me some of that LSD shit you got?
God damn, man. What a hell of a drug that is. Jesus Christ.
Which character would led you to believe that would be fun?
All of them.
All of them.
Sophia Botella's
every
character,
single character in that building
To
led you to believe it would be good time.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What part of that trip was good? Name one part of that trip was good for anyone.
Well, the final 10 minutes
sex.
of the movie. The sex. I mean,
You can have sex without LSD.
Really?
The big,
Not him.
the one Big Daddy. Big Daddy had a good
plenty
night.
of LSD.
Oh, Big Daddy did, yeah.
Big Daddy had a good night. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was the one dude.
Big Daddy.
And the one that didn't have any bones dancing in the room, he was having a good time.
Oh yeah.
All by himself.
And the mother, I mean not the mother, but the brother and sister duo.
No, they weren't having a good trip. No.
At the end, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, this movie is a fucking head trip. Noe's use of the camera, where it's flowing down, going left, right, whatever, just catch whatever it can catch.
Some of those sort of tracking shots behind, like especially
when it goes down hallways and shit, those are great.
Especially the scene where they're, like I had mentioned, where they're following Sophia Botella, like that was brilliant. But there was a couple other scenes like that where they just track a character and walk through the room, follow them through the halls. Like it was like some of the technical aspects, the filmmaking were brilliant.
I mean, I'll still go back to the initial opening dance, breaking into the interaction with the room, where it would track characters, and character would talk to two people, and then it would break off to another character.
Yeah.
And it would just follow but it wouldn't follow one character. It would just keep on breaking off to different characters, and just the flow of that room was incredible.
Yeah, it flowed really well.
And I love the sense of even just the structure too. I mean, when you first see the opening shot, to me, I pictured it was like a VFW hall, and that was kind of it. And then as the story progresses, you learn there's more to this building and more layers and more levels. And even too, not even knowing what was outside until characters opened the door. Like I had no idea it was in the winter.
Now, see, I never fully grasped
the beginning / the end of the film shows you that it's snowing.
Really?
Yeah. The opening, it's
the very opening scene.
Oh, somebody shot it, so someone walking in the snow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. Maybe I don't remember that.
Yeah.
One.
You were
Really?
probably playing with Ollie.
were you laying on the golden pillow?
Ollie was on a different couch.
but you know what? That the second, I really dug that second dance number where it was an overhead shot.
Yeah,
that one was shot very well.
Yeah.
That was
and that one
just
was not
awesome.
choreographed.
Oh, sure.
That one was just
that was
freeform.
just freeform. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to read up on this after I watched it because I felt there was a little I didn't know after watching it. I still didn't know. It wasn't entirely clear to me that where this took place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if it was somewhere lost in translation for me, or I missed because subtitles. I tend to miss words here and there because I don't read that quickly. But the whole isolated school was lost on me. I didn't know that until I read it.
Okay.
So I did do a little research, and I found it very interesting that the opening dance, 100% choreographed, which, and that's it. I can see that and it works, 100%. Yes, but the second dance, they just told them to go whatever you felt your character wanted to do, and that also worked 100%.
Oh,
that
looked
brilliant.
great. Looked great. And it it didn't feel like a time
Oh,
filler or anything like that.
No, because it did just feel like these characters just going nuts, just doing what they wanted to do. It just felt like what a group of dancers dancing would do. Like they crowded each other, they spread out, they interacted at sometimes inappropriate time. Like
yeah,
it's 100% work. This is what a group of dancers, to me, what a group of dancers just dancing to have fun looks like.
You know what's funny though? During that very opening scene, where the figure is running through the snow and that score is playing.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I know that score from somewhere, and I'm thinking. Then as the movie progressed, there was another score being played, and I'm like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me! They're using scores, or they use their own version of the scores from the Benny Hill show. There were two scores. There were two scores in this movie that were used on the Benny Hill show.
Oh wait, so we're watching the beginning. I just wanted to show Raven Shadow. That is definitely not Omar.
No, okay.
So I think that's the girl who was pregnant?
No.
Is that her? No? Okay.
Because the hair's different.
So yeah, but that is technically the end, I
maybe.
guess.
Okay, you know what? I don't know why I missed this or something. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, you're only assuming that's the end.
Sure. You're right. I mean, just because it played the end credits after it, so.
Oh, it played the credits.
I mean, watching this movie was very hypnotic for me.
Maybe you're right, John.
In terms of the dance moves, because I'm like Johnny. I'm not a big dance person. I used to dance back in the day.
Whoa!
I don't.
Whoa!
I don't dance.
Slow this fucking down.
Yeah.
Premium content.
What?
Press pause.
Yeah. What do you need to talk about this? What did you do when you danced?
I used to dance back in the day.
Yeah. What style? What?
Oh,
talk to
really
us.
Freeform.
The African
Indian ritual. I love the African Indian ritual. That's not culturally appropriate though.
I don't. Okay, now, yeah. This is. Oh yeah, now I'm seeing it.
You don't remember this?
Yeah, now I do.
Now I do.
Now I do.
You know what? This made little to no sense to me, and I'm not even sure it would make sense if it was in English. This is just very blocky. Like, this is not our style of credits.
It's just very unconventional. Yeah. And I dig unconventional. You know?
That's you.
That is me. And Noe is known for that. Yeah, that's his style. He goes against the grain from from the very first frame to the very last frame.
And I think it's cool. There's no rules that say every movie has to be made the same way. Like I like that. I like that he does that.
I mean, wasn't there a movie? I forget what it was called. I think it was called Mike the Bunny. Is that what it's called? I'm trying to think. Mike the Bunny.
I don't know. Greg the Bunny?
No, not Greg the Bunny. Although that's a great show. No, I think it was called Her. I liked Her.
Yeah.
Mike the Bunny, where the credits, the credits appeared maybe 45 minutes into the film.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Shit. It does have Bunny in it, but I don't think it's Mike the Bunny. I think I have the movie. Keep going. Yeah, I'll look for it.
There's Zombie, Suspiria, Harikiri. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Schizophrenia, Labyrinth Man, Possession. Let's see. I can't really make it out because a lot of it's upside down. The inauguration of the Pleasure Dome. Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds like something in your collection.
Yeah, it should be in my collection. I agree. And we're watching the tapes.
Yeah, I just wanted him to see the beginning. See
the inauguration. The
inauguration.
I don't know why I just zoned out of that for some reason.
You talking about the inauguration, MZ?
Yeah, not the inauguration tapes.
I know you're talking about that movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just his style, and you find it in Irreversible. You find it in Enter the Void. I'm gonna be very sure that you find it in I Stand Alone as well as in Love, but he's made this world his very own, and Climax feels extraordinarily claustrophobic, and it should. It all takes place in one building. And
could be a stage play, Raven Shadow.
I was totally thinking that.
Yeah, I would love to see that stage play.
They're making a Bronx Tale. I'll fucking check it out.
And it's like I said, it's very claustrophobic, as it should. It takes place in one building, the entire movie, and I just love this movie.
See, I don't think the entire movie is claustrophobic. Only certain scenes. Anything happened in that the main room. I don't know what you would call that room, but
the hall.
The hall, yeah, I guess the hall. I mean, that felt wide open.
Yeah.
But once they exited that.
But I think, I mean, as big as that room was, I mean, when you got 20, 25 people in that room, all of a sudden, it's not as big.
But I never got the claustrophobic feeling out of that room because everyone was just separate, and when the camera flowed through that room, it moved. Like it wasn't just a spin; the camera moved.
Oh, sure. When the cameras started,
Hank and Mike,
that's it. Okay.
But I mean, if the camera moves, you don't have that claustrophobic feeling as a tight twist or a pan. I mean, when it got into the hallways or the dorm rooms, that's when it got claustrophobic.
Yeah, well, also the lighting helped in that because the lighting was very, very dim in those rooms and in the hallway. Much like the hallway that Monica Bellucci goes down in Irreversible. I was starting to fear the worst when it came to that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I'm glad there wasn't any of that.
No, all the sex was seemed to be rather consensual.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing was I can't remember. Was it Lou? The guy, the very outwardly homosexual man who was trying to get with Chris
kid,
or David. What was his name? Yeah,
maybe David.
Yeah, and he kept trying to go up and take advantage of him.
Yeah,
but
David wasn't having any of it.
No. At first he was enjoying it because whatever, but. There's Hank and Mike. Have you seen this, Raven Shadow?
No, I don't.
You're going to see it now, right?
But I know there are a couple of characters watching 80s scrambled porn on television, which...
memories.
One of them's
Look at that.
Yeah. He's got rabbit ears.
This is a funny movie.
It is.
It's a comedy from 2008, by the way.
But the paranoia, it comes in really very gradually, very slow, and very, very real. I'm glad they took the time to let the LSD.
Sorry, I should play this.
To let the LSD, sink into their systems and then have all hell just break fucking loose.
See, I'm going to disagree. The paranoia happened very rapidly. Like, as soon as it became apparent that something happened, everyone was just 100%. Like, it went from 0 to 100 like nothing. People weren't understanding what was happening, but as soon as they did, it was 100%. The paranoia was very quickly. The descent into.
Well, I was talking about the paranoia of being of having the LSD in their systems, not the fact that they.
Okay, then don't use paranoia.
Took
that
paranoia. That they took LSD that created the paranoia. That's what I meant. Look at the look on
because I feel you're trying to say something else, and you shouldn't be using paranoia. That's why I'm, because the paranoia. I mean, that's just once they realized they had LSD in their system, the paranoia took over, and that's why the whole gang mentality happened towards individuals.
All right,
but the whole descent into the LSD madness was a very gradual thing, and I thought it was done very well.
Well, like the full-blown hedonism. I mean, there must have been a level of acceptance too of those who are down with that.
Some people accepted it, and other people just tried to fight it. And you cannot fight a drug once it's in your system.
That's true.
Raven Shadow knows.
Yeah, you guys gotta go with it, baby. Even when there's a handful of parties fucking over moments. They said nope.
Party's over, said lady.
Party's over.
All right. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wind this down? No.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but yeah, no, I got nothing.
Oh shit! I had the music on for this. This scene's awesome. We totally just MZ mentioned Bunny, so we're watching Hank and Mike, and one of them get fired from their job, and as Easter bunnies, and he goes nuts and destroys the office. It is fucking awesome, and he's like, yeah. Oh, is this where it is, MZ, with the credits? I think
it might be. It's been a long time since I've seen this.
Yeah, me too. It's been like 5.
Maybe like a half an hour in.
Yeah, we're 22 minutes in. Well, anyways, we're not talking about Hank and Mike. Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
like 22 minutes in. Not quite Gaspar Noe, but yeah, no, it's a fun movie. So, all right, we should probably head to a verdict on this one. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Going first, Michael Ravenshadow.
Ooh, I don't like dance movies. I don't like fucking dance-offs. I don't. I can't dance.
We all know that.
You don't like Step Up?
Yeah, no. I
Or
don't
Stomp
like
the Yard or whatever?
Yeah, no.
you know,
fucking drum beat. They fucking dance in that probably. What other one? Footloose. That was fine.
Oh, that's a good one.
Footloose is fine. I mean, this is kind of like Fame meets Requiem for a Dream. You know, it's fucking.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, that's about as good an accurate description.
Pretty
I
like
could
it's a
think of.
fucking. It's a bad fucking night. It's a bad party.
And the one thing we didn't mention is this is like a night in the life of movie, right?
Yeah,
Everything
this happened-
transpires over the course of one
This
night.
happens every night. This is every
Every damn night.
Every damn night. Yeah.
On the telephone.
What the boy mean on a telephone? Man, let's watch that movie.
Oh, maybe we should do a commentary for that.
Oh, can we?
That's actually not a bad idea. All right, well,
I would say either Weird Science, Police Academy 2.
Yes.
That could be good.
just movies that like not horror movies at all.
We'll do it for ourselves. Can we
yeah,
just do that?
yeah, we can.
I'm off on the next holiday on Monday, Memorial Day. Aries is pissed. I'm not talking about the fucking movie, so I'm gonna keep talking about other stuff. You know the Saska sisters? They
Will you just give your fucking review?
No, they just finished a Black Widow miniseries. What do you think of that, Johnny?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. You're the one who's pissed. I'm getting blamed, but you're the one who's pissed.
No, you're not getting blamed. I'm just
He's
looking
blaming
at you
me.
because I need assistance here.
There's gonna be a new wrestling program on Monday nights on the TNT network. The Monday Night Wars are back. Thinking about that.
You look constipated.
MJ's gotta take a poop.
He does.
Aries likes this.
What the fuck?
Johnny's texting. No, all right. I fucking love this movie. I think. I think I fucking.
Wait, did you really just say love?
You have grown.
I think
You have grown.
It's the LSD. I bet you it was the LSD that put him over.
You watched this with a lady, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, did it get you? Did things go well after the watching this?
Did
you get a little handy while the
No,
movie was
it
going?
was a very nice evening there.
An NKHJ maybe?
Yeah. Okay, let me fucking crass. Nice night. It was a nice night.
Hey, have you met us?
No, fair. No, it was a fine evening. I'm not gonna say what order things happened, but nevertheless, when I finished the flick, I liked that. And then, but I've been thinking about it a lot.
Wait. Clarify that.
The motion picture.
Okay.
Not that. That's so fucking gross. And I'm into that shit, but that's fucking gross. Wowzers. I think of that corny, huh? How about that?
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Oh, now you gotta play it. But no, the more and more I saw it last night, and the more and more thinking about it, and I don't know how many folks I can recommend this to.
Roaring ready and rock steady.
But yo, the continuous shots, epic fucking dance, shit, and really fucking uncomfortable. This was not fun, but I think I love this movie. So yeah, definitely a treat. Yes.
A climax of Raven Shadow.
Oh man, yeah, it's fucking yeah.
All right, MZ.
Just like that.
Yeah, this. When I heard that we were reviewing a Noe film, I'm like, okay, we're in for some pretty heavy shit, and pretty heavy shit is what we got. As far as I'm concerned, I think we got a really fantastic movie here. Just the way it's filmed, the setting, the music. The music was fantastic. The scores, the camera movements were just so fluid and beautiful. The awkward editing just added to the weirdness
And awkward
of
in certain scenes.
Yeah, and it just added to the dream / nightmare like vision that Noe had for this film. The paranoia, the people in this movie that were just going absolutely batshit crazy, all hell breaking loose. It's it's got a very simple storyline, and it doesn't stray from that one bit and try and make itself a little bit more important than it feels like it needs to be. It's a very simple story, easy to follow, and you're just jumping right down the rabbit hole, and you just don't know how far that rabbit hole is going to go. And you're right in there with them. And it's a hell of a ride. I give this a very high recommend. High recommend. This is absolutely one of the best films of the year. This is a high-end treat, no question about it. This is high recommend. High recommend. Thank you.
I think MZ's high.
Yeah, did you take some LSD?
I should try. Anybody who's got any LSD, just mail it over to
Mail it over.
Yeah,
Castle Wolfenstein.
No, don't do that.
Attention, Johnny
Don't do
Wolfenstein.
that.
Yeah, Johnny Wolfenstein will sign for it. But yeah, this was a fantastic movie. Fucking fantastic.
Fucking fantastic. All right, Aries.
I'm fucking fascinated now.
Yeah, there were a lot of aspects of this movie that I thought were great. The camera work in it was great. Especially once the descent into madness, and you couldn't figure out what was going on, who was who. Yeah. The lighting, the camera angles, just everything. It was just you couldn't tell what was going on, and it was shot so well. The different continuous camera shots, either the opening dance sequence or even beyond that, where they were moving throughout the whole building later in the movie. I don't even know how long that one happened for, but it did. It happened so smoothly that it was probably halfway to 3/4 done before you even realized they haven't edited, they haven't cut. Right. This is just going, and it was just so beautifully done. But I do feel the story just lacked a little for me. It wasn't so much that it was just such a simple story, LSD and the punch, and let's see what happens. That's fine.
By the way, and you guys might have seen this, but this is actually based on a true story.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean that aspect of it doesn't bother me. It's just the whole character development, which I spoke of earlier, where it was just two different scenes of the. Put your mic down. I didn't interrupt you.
I didn't say a word.
Not yet.
Yeah, you're kind of Marsing me here with the mic holding.
Keep going. I'm not talking. Go ahead.
The two separate character development scenes I thought were a bit much for the movie. I felt they could have either just had more in the opening or just more of the camera just flowing through the room to get the character development that needed to be for these characters. And also I just felt that stretched out the movie a little bit too much because it just kind of slowed the pace down, where it just should have been more of the party that it was until it just went into the madness that it was. I just felt this should have been nonstop, and that was just slowing the whole thing down for character development that could have been had elsewhere. But all in all, this movie definitely is a treat. This movie may not be for everyone. You definitely need to be in the right kind of mind for this movie. But definitely check it out for the camera work alone. Go ahead. What did you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to add what to what he was saying. It's like what Noe did is that he set it up in different segments. You got the dance, you got the mingling around, you got the sangria, the spiked with LSD, and then the story, and then it is, all right, who spiked the sangria, and that's what it becomes. Until for a short amount of time anyway, because after that, from the middle of the second reel, all the way till say a minute and a half left into the film, it's all just madness taking over everything. Because you don't find out who does spike the sangria until the very end.
And that's funny, too, where by the time it reached the denouement, you know, which is...
Oh, listen to you, the denouement. He's a French expert now.
Yeah,
the denouement.
Look who figured out how to use his phone.
No, I learned that.
Oh, he's been saying denouement for a while.
Yeah.
The amuse-bouche.
Yeah, that's the appetizer before
You're
the
so
appetizer.
full of bullshit.
So full of amuse-bouche.
And to be fair, I know denouement from an old Tic cartoon.
Fair, okay.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But no, by the time, you know, when it was fucking, you know, that's French for fucking crazy wild fuckfest. It was, oh yeah, that's the person who did the fucking spiking. You know what I mean? Like, it was so caught up in the weirdness.
You know, one thing that really I found very disturbing was the English being spoken randomly throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, the fuck are they saying? Where's the subtitles?
Yeah.
I
did the same thing.
I understand this.
Yeah.
I know French now.
Yeah. Oh my God, I learned French in the course of this movie.
But I can't see.
I mean, they had their.
Whose fucking verdict is it? Jesus Christ!
It's yours.
Thank you.
Oh shit! Is it Johnny's turn?
Yeah, I haven't gone yet.
See, it sucks, doesn't it?
No. So yeah, for me, this is a huge fucking treat. If not for that one fucking scene, like I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I had chills during that scene where it's following Sofia Boutella, and this film is just a fucking fever dream. It starts off pretty benign with this I shouldn't say great, I should say amazing dance scene, and that slowly begins this descent into hell. And that's why I related it to Mother a little bit, in that sense that Mother went like woo, like went way over, whereas this didn't go quite that far, but it had that feel to it where like I almost felt like you were in hell. You know, like this is like it just was such a interesting feeling. Like these characters, the way they're portrayed, like even if these are all dancers, if they're not like actors, you know, or if they don't have much acting experience,
I just
most
looked
of them
them up
were
on
really good.
I just looked them up on IMDb. I would say about half of them are just pure dancers.
Okay.
With this movie being their first role,
which is nuts.
Yeah.
Because it was real, like a lot of them were really, really good actors. So yeah, this is unexpected. A lot of this was unexpected, and it's one hell of an experience to follow. You're just kind of along for the ride. And Noe is a complete master with the camera. The movements, the lighting, everything is just fucking perfect, which really elevates this film. If this was in the hands of any other director, this would be a trick for me. Because it's not the content isn't that interesting. It's a dance movie, and they're rehearsing, and then they have a party, and the sangria is spiked.
Yeah,
not super interesting, but in the hands of Gaspar Noe, this is elevated so much because of the director and his influence and his craft, and because of that, yeah, this is a really impressive film, and definitely makes me want to go back and, you know, kind of fill that blind spot of the Gaspar Noe films, which I have yet to see. And I'd always wanted to see Enter the Void. I know it was on Netflix for the longest time, and I had it on my queue, and I just never saw it. And then I think it was gone, or it got buried in my queue. I don't remember which. But yeah, no, and let me be clear, this film is not for everybody.
No.
So there's going to be people that fucking hate this film. I just know it. And Gaspar Noe is a very divisive filmmaker. So I absolutely see that happening. But if you're a fan of filmmaking and great filmmakers and great craft like this, you'll be able to get something out of this no matter what. So, yeah, this is a big time treat for me, and a big time climax is all around. Apparently,
yeah. We all hit the ceiling.
Oh shit! We're trip.
Does that mean it's a circle jerk now?
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, a high rewatch value, because I think I'm going to watch this again and again. This is, when this hits Blu-ray, this is going to find a place on my shelf.
There was one more thing that I forgot to mention with the whole secondary character development that bothered me, was it also let you know which characters were going to be secondary at that point. Like, if you paid attention to what the characters were talking about or how much screen time they had, you realize which ones were going to be more focused on throughout the rest of the movie, and which ones were going to be background characters. And that did bother me a little bit.
Not too much though. Not too much, because
you can usually tell in films though.
But I mean, that was just one of those things. It was just as the movie progresses, usually you can tell that. But that was just like bang right there. There were characters that, as they were panning around, certain characters they had 5 or 6 shots, and then other characters 1 for their 6.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, those two, they're just gonna kind of be background.
Yep.
You'll see them pop up, and they could disappear, and you wouldn't even notice.
Yep.
And that bothered me a little bit because I felt that with the opening thing, every character was kind of given the same amount of screen time, so you had no idea. This was also that equal opportunity it should have been, where it could have gone anyway. Like, even though there was the one actress who was an actress, in other things, she could have still been a secondary character. Like, that could have been a misdirect.
Right.
But it was obvious, no, this movie is going to revolve around her.
So there you have it, our discussion of Gaspar Noé's Climax. If any of you guys happen to catch this after the fact and want to give your thoughts, please feel free to send us you can tweet at us at the Deadites, or you can also send us an email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Let us know what you think, because I'm actually curious. If there are people that don't like this movie, I would be very curious about what you didn't like about it, or to hear from some people that didn't like it, because I know, once again, Noe is a very divisive filmmaker, so I know that there are going to be people out there. So,
and there's no shame in the game. It's not one of those like, how the fuck do you not like it either?
Yeah, and we're not going to give anyone shit.
Yeah.
What
Whether you like it or hate it, the movie is truly an experience.
Yes.
You don't just watch this movie.
I think anyone can agree, though, the dance fucking scene is fucking dope.
Both dance scenes were just incredible. So good.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Not my bag, but I know what I like.
I know MZ hasn't seen the new Suspiria. Raven Shadow fell asleep.
Listen.
And
are you serious?
No.
You slept for an hour and 50 minutes out of 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen, it wasn't my fault.
But you'll stay awake for fucking Avengers.
Well,
dick.
Throw a fucking shield up in that motherfucker. I'll be watching it. But no, it was Johnny's fault.
You missed the scene where Nick Fury shows up.
Oh man, that was the Suspiria Initiative.
Yeah, the dance initiative.
Ooh, set up and dance cap. No, so I'll see that. I'll see Suspiria again.
No, you won't.
No. What do you mean again?
Well, for the first time. See it again for the first time.
All right, so next week we are going to be doing this. We'll get something maybe a little bit more lighthearted. We've had a lot of heavy movies lately, and we're doing a film called Slaughterhouse Rules with a Z.
I saw that. Is that an old movie?
No.
Is that the Simon Pegg one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it does star Margot Robbie. And it's got Asa Butterfield. Asa? I don't know.
Asa Butterfield?
Asa Butterfield.
Where's the ketchup? Asa Butterfield.
It's got Michael Sheen, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
Wow.
So it's got a pretty cool cast.
What's it called? Slaughterhouse Rules.
Slaughterhouse Rules with a Z. Rules.
I was thinking about that the other day while I was in traffic.
What? You don't like things with Z's for S's?
I don't think I do.
So you didn't like the Hardy
Boys? What about Bad Boys?
Yeah, I think I like Z's better than using W's.
Oh Christ!
Like dog with DAWG. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You got a problem with Lobo?
Lobo's fucking awesome. Oh, well, his name was
Dog.
That was his name. Of the dog was Dog. It wasn't like Snow Dogs with a Z. What? Hut Boys.
Yeah, Hut Boys.
That was the motorcycle movie, right? With Faison Love, I think.
Yeah. So
we should watch that movie.
The director of this movie, Crispian. Was it Crispin or Crispian? Crispin Mills. He also did another movie with Simon Pegg, A Fantastic Fear of Everything, which was from 2012, which I heard good things about, and we actually almost discussed it on the show, but for some reason we just didn't. So yes, this is his follow-up film, Slaughterhouse Rules, It's rated R, comedy, horror, action, and it's an hour 44. So we'll check that out last week. Next week, if any of you guys want to follow along at home, it is available on VOD. Or actually, it will be available on VOD. It's not available just yet, but it'll be available on the 17th of May in America. So I know it's available in the UK already. So if anyone out there is in the UK listening, you can probably watch this on VOD.
Woodman.
Yep. We got some other folks over there. And for you folks in the States, it will be hitting the 17th of May. So there's also, I don't think we're going to do this, but there's there's a lot of Charles Manson stuff coming out. Did you see there's one called Charlie Says, MZ?
Yeah.
And Charles Manson is played by Matt Smith.
The fucking doctor?
Yeah, which I think is pretty interesting.
Do they have any photos of him?
Right there.
Holy shit.
Well, you just need a beard and long hair.
True.
Yeah, but still, that's fucking...
I mean, you could play Manson probably, a nearsighted Manson, but...
Yeah. I'll be like young Manson, like in Smallville, like fucking the prequel.
Young Manson.
Here,
the Young Manson Chronicles.
Yeah, although I'm probably older now than he was when he was a fucking psychopath. Which is fucking weird. He's a fucking douchebag. He dead yet? He died, right?
Matt Smith?
Yeah, he's dead.
He just died like last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it old age? He was just like he just got old, right?
Yeah, it was like natural causes.
Fucking evil men don't die on time, dude.
I'm still here.
You're fine.
You're hardly evil.
2 6s and a 9. You're bluffing.
All right. So with that, Slaughterhouse Rules. Next week, we will take another intermission.
Ooh, I gotta piss.
You're not gonna smoke?
I'm gonna smoke. I'm just kidding.
All right. We'll take a break. And how long until we're back, MZ?
2 and 2.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops. As we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Hello. This is the Sasquatch, a.k.a. Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunchers.com.
Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio.
we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
It's just the two of us.
Yeah, it is.
A little intimate moment
You
here.
moved.
I moved, yes. We're going to drive Raven Shadow nuts when he comes back in.
Aries moved to Raven Shadow's seat. He's going to be pissed. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, we just came back from break, and I don't know if I ever played that song on the show, but that was that's actually the intro to my fantasy baseball podcast. But it was a song that I wrote with Dr. Watt, my buddy Dr. Watt, and it was initially a wrestling entrance theme. So anyone who has ever watched Chikara, you've probably heard that. So
For which wrestler?
For the Colony.
Colony.
Yeah, it's a group of ants. Of course.
Which makes complete sense, yes.
All right, so we do have a voicemail. We're going to talk a little bit about the new French Extremity. Everyone is gone, and MZ's the one that knows the most about it. Where did he go?
Hopefully to pee. I don't know. He just got up and left. Like, we're about to go back on, and he walked out of the room.
Fucking jerk. So let me read a little bit about the new French Extremity movement. And let's see. It's been known as New French Extremism or New French Extreme. And it's basically a collection of transgressive films by French directors that came at the turn of the 21st century. Raven Shadow came in for a second and laughed. Was he going to go grab something?
I don't know. He laughed at me and walked out of the room. I don't know. He went to get a bat or something. I don't know. What do we...
Oh.
Wow, this
wow,
really
that didn't go in at all like we thought.
This is weird.
Yeah, you're nowhere near a mic right now.
Yeah, I know. There's no mic near you at all. Look at that mic.
This is a tall mic. This is nice.
That's how yours should be.
I don't know, though. I don't know.
You see how it's like
Yeah.
the perfect height for you?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Because you always talk like this right up here, and then once in a while you get into the mic, and other times you won't be in the mic. It's annoying.
I'm like Stevie Wonder of podcasting.
No, you're blind?
Well, I'm not wearing my progressives.
Okay, you do understand you're taller than me, right?
I do. I am.
And I sat down at your mic, and it's the perfect height for me.
You want to switch?
Yes, this will be my seat now.
That's what I said. Don't fuck me up that way. I'll get.
You offered to switch, and I agreed.
No, that's not what I did.
Ravenchild, the light hits your head a little bit differently here.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Yeah, you're very you're very pasty under that light.
Yeah, you are.
Switch.
No, because you know what? I look good here. This is good lighting.
You could take your old spot back.
No, because I like having room. You know how bad it was being crammed in between these two motherfuckers?
Yeah, I'm so fucking big.
I had to bring a tray. I had to bring my own table because there was no room with you two motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, Raven Channel. What do you think of that?
Why are you staring?
No, I think about that. I'll tell you this.
Oh, you're going to look at my screen?
Yeah, there's so much fucking
No, don't let that drop. I don't trust you with that.
What? All right. Well, I was...
I don't know how the stand is constructed. It could easily fallen off the edge there.
Are you saying that Aries' construction skills aren't
No,
what they
he
should
didn't
be?
make it.
Oh.
Yeah, that was store-bought.
Well, fair. Well, I want to say hello, creepy girl. I heard she had a bad day, so I'm glad she's hanging out with us.
You heard she had a bad day?
Yeah.
You heard by the fact that you're reading it? Is that what's
I
going
read
on?
on the Facebook, but I hope it's a better day now. And we're here at Trick or Treat Radio.
This is just weird.
Are thinking of you.
MZ's definitely taking a dump.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's been gone far too long. He's going to smell terrible when he comes back in here.
Yeah, well,
worse than your Raven Shadow.
Not as bad as Raven Shadow.
No, I'd say worse.
I don't like sitting here, though.
Why?
Well, too bad.
No.
I look good here. Look how good I look.
Well, I'm sitting here
look,
laughing.
look right there.
You do look good.
I look beautiful. Look, this is great. My arm looks huge.
Come on, flex. Oh, is
now we're getting weird.
Yeah,
this is premium content stuff.
He's mounting him.
Now we're gonna film like Voltron, and I'll film the head.
This is so weird.
I don't know why I'm talking to Aries' ear.
Are you getting a stiffy?
Yeah. Sorry. Come on.
That was weird.
I've known Aries a long time. Nothing wrong with a grown man to sit on another grown man's back and do a podcast.
Except for when you're getting wood.
Come on.
I needed a back rub, but not like that.
Didn't leave right away.
Well, he thought it was your hand at first.
Ooh, it's my Leatherman. Yeah, I'm better far away and with more darkness.
More darkness.
Yeah.
Your name is Raven Shadow.
That's true. Yeah. Raven Chateau is so much darkness.
How dark is the sexy speakeasy?
Oh my God, it's evolved. The Raven Cave is where it's at, man. It's so fucking sexy there. We have lights up. Red leather couch that Aries helped me pick up. You're gonna be over too, man. It's so fucking sexy down there. The bar's
You
flowing.
really you gotta phrase it differently.
Yeah,
It's so fucking masculine in that room. You're gonna come down.
I want something feminine. I want something masculine.
I just want to hear there's so much whiskey down there.
There actually, yeah, I know. I have. I do what you don't like though. I got
Klonopin.
Bourbon.
Yeah, well, no, I got two Klonopin.
You trying to say Clontarf?
Yeah. No, Clontarf. I love Klonopin whiskey.
I love Clonic. What?
Yeah, high Clonic. Shit, that mic is so much better.
Move back. No. I fucking fixed that for you like 2 or 3 weeks ago, you asshole.
But you scared me when you did it. It wasn't like
He
scared you. He told you to do it. That was
and
all
then
he did.
and then you moved it right fucking back.
But no, he was being a little aggressive. He was being a little aggressive when he did it. And
Because you never listen.
Well, I didn't hear him.
Because you don't listen.
Well,
That's a side effect.
But
Cause
now-
and effect.
But now I'm just open, and I just want to hear all that you have to give. This is fucking.
You're open?
I love the movie.
You're a dummy. All right, you heard that?
This is like a new Raven Shadow. He moved the mic up. He likes the artsy movie.
Yeah.
That's why I really think that this is. I don't like it. I think it's a fucking clone.
Life model decoy.
Yes.
LMD. No, this is exciting. No, you're right. You know what? You're right, Johnny. You're a producer. It just was weird because I'm so used to talking down.
Talking down to people.
Stop talking down to us.
I just said I am much taller, but no. I just you get attached to it. I lean close. Like I always talk into close to things now.
You talk into close to things.
No.
Yeah.
See,
What does that mean?
What does that
I
mean?
talk into. I don't know what I said now because you fucked me up. But no, I'm used to just doing.
Do you talk into your brush and your comb now when you brush your hair?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I look really fucking good.
I got new shampoos.
New shampoos?
I do, yeah.
What do you got for shampoo?
Suave.
Suave, okay.
Yeah. And it's
Is that what do the trick for you?
It does, yeah. And as always, I practice what I preach. Separate shampoo and separate conditioner. When they're together,
Why?
it's a fucking lie.
Why is it a lie?
Because you can't.
I agree with you, but why?
Because it's like having a fucking hybrid. You know what I mean? Like either have one or the other. You're gonna lose some horsepower.
What's wrong with a hybrid?
No, tell
Oh,
me.
you need the horsepower. Is
Tell
what
you
you're
that.
saying.
Yeah, I need a lot of horsepower.
What do you need horsepower for?
Yeah, tell me.
To herd sheep. I don't fucking know. What do you need horses for? To get up my
Then
fucking
don't
hill.
bitch that you need horsepower if you don't know what you need the horsepower for.
To get up my hill when it fucking snows lightly. That's what I fucking need horsepower for.
Horsepower will not help you on a snowy hill.
I think a Prius would be better than your current car.
I fucking hate my car.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think a Prius would be better.
Quit smoking and you can afford a car payment.
Oh.
Well,
You can afford a car payment
Well,
on any vehicle you want.
Well, yeah, I can do that currently unless I'm on sabbatical, which I gotta save some fucking.
Quit smoking.
Well,
I would guarantee you could afford any vehicle, like reasonable vehicle, if you quit smoking.
Well, I can get a lease. I can get a fucking.
You don't want a lease.
Well, no, but no, I can get approved. I got a fucking 8. My credit score is in the 800s.
Yeah, well, you can get approved, but
You
can
want to
can you
co-sign for
afford
me?
to do that? It's a question of whether you can afford to do that. Can you still live the life you want to live with your car payment? If you quit smoking, yes, you could.
Passed out drunk in an alley?
No,
currently
passed out drunk in a nice car.
Yeah, because the cops love that.
As long as you're in the back seat, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, on the freeway.
As long as you're in the breakdown lane.
Yeah, I'm broken down. I'm broken down. Fucking yeah. No, it's fun. But no, I'm probably gonna not stop.
I'm probably gonna hurt you.
No, come on. People don't want me to.
If I can do it, you can do it.
I'm very proud of you. I am. I'm very, very proud of you. That's awesome, and that's all legit.
If I can do it, you can do it.
But I don't want to do it.
You do want to do it.
Why don't you? You too stressed out?
No, because it's
Get a massage. The sensual one, if you want.
No, have I? I will say I have thought about myself becoming a non-smoker. So it's thinking about.
I thought you were gonna say
that's the proper way to think of it.
I thought you were going to say a nun smoker.
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to smoke some nuns. I mean, fucking fuck you up, right? No, I can
do
wrap my
or
head
do
around.
not. There is no try, Raven Shadow.
There you go.
That's what most people say. Like, oh, I'm going to try this diet. You're setting yourself up for failure.
That's what Yoda says.
That's what I mean. You're not quitting smoking. You're becoming a non-smoker.
Like MZ, when he said, "I'm going to try this diet," I was like, "You got to do it. You got to do it or not." He tried it. How long did it last? Like a week, maybe. You know.
Right. I mean, but that's the thing. I can envision my world. The question was asked to me: Could I ever envision myself as being a non-smoker? And yes, I can envision myself not being a non-smoker. Wait, being a non-smoker. I'll be dead. But no, I can envision myself that. Now the thing is, I don't want to. So that's the challenge, right?
Why don't you?
Do you still hang on to the fact that you think it's cool to smoke?
It's no. I mean, all shit aside. I mean, it's the strongest thing of the addiction is the ritual. And I think Aries can probably attest to that. It's the
vape, man. There you go.
That's fucking stupid, dude.
I'll agree with him there.
Yeah, man. Like
well, because you don't want to substitute. You just want to quit. Like get off of it. I mean, because I know there are people that still, like 20 years later, still chewing the nicotine gum.
Yeah, right.
I mean, granted, it's better than smoking, but you're still chewing the fucking nicotine gum.
Right. But Zach, if you're gonna fucking vape, just fucking smoke. Or even like when I was going through a kick, we're trying to roll tobacco. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but you gotta fucking roll a bunch, and it takes fucking time. And I'm just gonna fucking buy.
Well, see, that would at least be something, because then you'll smoke less if you have to do that. If you have to physically roll a cigarette every time you want to smoke it, you're going to smoke less.
Right.
Chances are you wouldn't smoke here because you wouldn't have enough time to roll a cigarette and go out and smoke it.
Right, exactly. I was even having a machine too. I had a machine that could.
No machine.
I had one, but it didn't work like they do in the stores. So it's like, yeah, you get an ounce of tobacco for like fucking $5. It's ridiculous. And that'd be essentially a carton. But yeah, no, can I envision myself being a non-smoker? Yes, I can. Is it happening tomorrow? Probably not. But the hardest thing for me isn't the addiction. It's the ritual. It's the when you do it, the car ride, the going on break, killing time, and I also
and that is something you have to actually physically work to get beyond.
Correct.
It took me a long time before I didn't instinctively reach for a cigarette every time I got my truck.
Exactly. Now I've quit for a month, cold turkey. When I was having
what was that?
It was back when people were kind of like we weren't hanging out as much just because of life or whatnot. But I just moved in, left the manor. So say 2 years after the manor, and I was having a couple of teeth extracted in the back. Wisdom teeth.
Yeah, and you can't smoke.
Right. So I may have told the story on the air, but I asked the surgeon, and I'm like, well, when can I start smoking again? And doctors hate being asked that question.
Oh, yeah, they don't answer that one.
And he's like, well, why don't you just take this opportunity to maybe quit? And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. Dr. fucking Mengele, who is the fucking surgeon, he sucks. He's like, why don't you just quit? Well, I'm not going to. So like when is it safe to? Because if you're dry sockets, and I've heard dry sockets be likened to being in labor, having a baby.
Except for out of your mouth.
Except for out of your mouth. Yeah, once again, I didn't come up with that term. It was told to me like that was like that. So I'm not going to say I don't know what either one's like. How's that? But so that scared me. Cancer didn't, but having fucking.
Now, you've had a couple of times where you went beyond the physical addiction. Like you've gone past the time frame where it's physically addicting, the nicotine.
Correct. Right. So,
but yet you still have gone back to smoking.
Because I drew finally says a month. At least quit a month. So I'm like, all right. So I drew a cigarette on the calendar date, and I crossed each day off.
I actually remember this.
Yeah, right. And I checked it all off.
Counted down the days so you could have another one.
Yeah, I had a pretty significant.
I don't know why you just didn't stop.
Yeah, it would have been a good idea.
Yeah, because you should have just found something to to substitute.
Well,
But you've established that you can do it. You can go without the physical addiction.
You can do it.
You just need to figure out a way to get beyond the habit of it.
Right, and that's where the ritual comes to play.
Yeah, the oral fixation.
It's
yeah, we're gonna refer to it as an oral fixation. Well, because that's exactly what it is.
I know what I like,
and I know how you think.
Get some candy cigarettes.
I had those in the 80s.
You need to choose sunflower seeds.
Nah, I'm gonna my teeth up, be flossing all the fucking time. All fucking more anxiety.
That really?
That's worse than cancer.
Yeah. My priorities are so. I think Monster Zero is dead, by the way.
I think so too. He's been gone for like 20 minutes. What the fuck?
You were very prophetic in your opening monologue.
I will buy you the seeds and the floss, as much as you want and need.
No, he doesn't need floss. He's got his.
Is what? Is a water pick?
What's it called again?
I got my floss right here.
You get your own floss.
Oh, you get your own floss. What's your other thing called?
Stimmy-Den.
Stimmy-Den, yeah.
What the hell is that?
You know my Stimmy-Den? It's in my jacket pocket. It's my little.
It's in your cigarettes, right?
It's a little toothpick comb I have in my cigarette pack.
Toothpick comb?
Toothpick, whatever the fuck. It's in my jacket. It's in my.
Is it one of those
You
weird
pick your
things
teeth
with the
with it.
floss and the pick and the?
No, those scare me too. Those too much involved. Those are like I don't need that.
Okay, well you're gonna just show me that before you leave. Okay,
I'm sorry. But yeah, no. So yeah, but I also quit coffee. Quit coffee, pretty much cold turkey. I haven't had coffee.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Well,
Coffee's not that bad for you.
Are you okay, MZ? Jesus Christ!
I am now.
We're starting a fucking search party for you. You're like gone in like 20 minutes.
Do you need a plunge?
Drop a fucking quattro? What the fuck?
That's a double deuce.
Creepy girls here. Say hi.
Hey, babe.
That's good.
You okay? Seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
You sweat. You're sweating a little bit.
Did you fucking take acid?
I did some LSD in the bathroom.
He put it in his eye.
Yeah.
Put it in his dry socket.
Fucking Grubhub. Bring me some acid.
What did you eat today?
Let's not draw this out. Let's just end this. All right, come on.
Oh no, we only have one voicemail, so we need to draw something out. Yeah.
He just drew something out of himself.
Oh, he's done.
He's done talking. He went to reach for the mic and he stopped. Creepy Girl says, Raven, thank you. That was sweet. You guys always cheer me up.
See? Bambaleo.
What did you do?
Listened, okay? And cared.
You cared?
Yeah.
How?
I reached out to our friend down south and said hello and had a little comment to say. And then
you reached out.
Verbally. Through the magic of the sound waves. You know, while, to be fair, my friends here had a lot of judgment.
Yeah. I will judge you all day long.
Thank you for that.
You're a fucking smoker.
That's good.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Round 2.
Premium content.
So much for talking about new French Extremity films.
That's good. If only we had an expert in that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
He's got his own French Extremity.
Oh, man. That's a fucking French twist right there. We're all going to fucking surrender. What the fuck? Thanks. Bye, Monster Zero. It's good.
What the fuck did he eat?
I'm curious because I don't want to eat it.
Yeah. I love spicy food and I have it like fairly often. And I had I went to I didn't have my lunch today, so I went to Qdoba. Qdoba.
Ben Kenoba?
Yeah, Obi-Wan Ben Kenoba. Qdoba now has Impossible plant-based meat.
Impossible? What's that mean?
Yeah, have you ever heard of the Impossible Burger?
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, Impossible. They're not my favorite, meatless meat option, like plant-based meat option, but it's an option, and Qdoba just started carrying it, and so I went. I had one today just to try it out, and it's good. It's like has a texture and consistency of like ground beef, but it's all plant-based proteins, and they cook it in spices and like tomatoes and onions and stuff, so it's real good. But anyways, I always get jalapenos on my, if I get like a burrito bowl or whatever, and she dumped like a ton of that. She like went in with the tongs and grabbed like a huge fucking thing of them. And normally it's fine, but sometimes when they're like really seedy and there's a lot of seeds in them, like definitely does a number of my stomach. So like even that though, like I was fine. MZ ate like the fucking devil or something because
I ate the devil.
I ate the devil because he literally was gone for 20 minutes, came back, sat down for 90 seconds, and got back up.
Yeah, he didn't look good when he came in here.
No, he didn't. And then he had that like shit-eating grin on his face.
He
I'll be
definitely
right back.
Oh, I'll be back.
We're sorry, MZ, but
and he brought his phone with him.
Yeah,
So you know it was going to be a quick trip.
he's in for the long haul. Yeah.
All right, well, let's play the voicemail.
All right.
So we got a voicemail this week, and it is from our buddy Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Arkham Josh here. Just calling in with my thoughts on this week's film. I'll be brief because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it, but I think I actually mentioned in a previous voicemail that I caught Climax in its theatrical run.
Interesting.
I'm a big fan of Gaspar Noe, and I gotta say I really liked this film. And I think I've said this a few times recently when I know I mentioned this in the previous message I talked about it, where I found it slightly disappointing, but I still really liked it. And I think what it is, and I actually had the same issue with Gaspar's last film, Love, that to me, this film and the previous film don't have the emotional hook that Enter the Void, Irreversible, and to a lesser degree, I Stand Alone has. But all of those really kind of suck you in more on, usually at least like there's like a character that you really get engrossed in. And the last couple films that just didn't happen for me. I don't know if with this one, if it was because it was such a large ensemble cast, and therefore maybe some of the characters weren't as developed. But overall, this was an extremely entertaining film. It looked great, especially there's that segment right after the dance at the beginning, where there is like it's got to be like a 6 or maybe 8 minute like single shot that just goes throughout conversations in the room and kind of helps set up a lot of the characters and their personalities. I thought that was fantastic. I thought a lot of the camera work was really interesting. It especially worked well on the big screen because it got really disorienting at times. But overall, like I said, it didn't have the emotional hook. I had intended to rewatch it for the show, but if it wasn't for the show, I don't know if I would have felt the need to go back and rewatch this one. But I am going to say it is a treat, because it is a fantastically made film. I mean, if this was made by any other filmmaker, I'd probably be saying it was great. It's one of those situations. I will give it a recommend, especially if you're a fan of his work. I think there's a lot in here that you can get out of it. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought. I mean, this definitely has his kind of frenetic pace and very eclectic style to it. I found it really interesting the way this one opens with the video interviews of the characters to set them up, and you have the stack of books and the stack of videotapes. And I think I literally saw this theatrically within days of seeing Us theatrically, which has a same opening, very similar opening setup with the videotapes. So I thought that was also very interesting. I did want to go back and check the stack of books and the stack of tapes in retrospect, because I remembered some of them and could definitely see stylistically or elementally how some of those fit into the aesthetic or action of Climax. But I kind of wanted to go through the list more and see if I can make more connections. That would probably be a pretty interesting thing to do. But didn't have time. So overall, like I said, treat and a recommend, and I look forward to finding out what you guys are doing next week. All right? Have a good one. Bye.
All right, Josh. Thanks for calling in, and giving your thoughts. Obviously, Josh is a fan of Gaspar Noe's, and it seemed like this one was a little bit of a letdown for him, but still ended up liking it. So there you go. But I get what he's saying. You can't really. I would say Sofia Boutela's character is the one that is more front and center, like as the star, but it doesn't give you a chance to really fully emotionally invest in her. She's the one that you probably get to see the most on screen, but because it's such an ensemble cast that they really have to show everyone. So I totally get what he's saying about that. So, well, as always, Josh, we appreciate your thoughts. So thank you for calling in. And so, MZ, you feeling all right?
Yeah.
What'd you eat today?
I had food.
From where? Because we don't want to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't go anywhere. It was from home.
From home.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
What? Do you have something spicy?
No. Just really had to go.
Apparently, yeah.
Again.
20 minutes and then another 5 minutes.
Hey, how often do I leave this chair during the show?
Well, you needed an intermission apparently this time.
Yeah, how about
Which
that?
is why we're all concerned.
Yeah, exactly. You never leave.
No, I'm good.
All right. Just making sure. So now that you're back, MZ, we're going to talk about some new French Extremity.
All right.
So there, of the filmmakers, this is mostly from like the late 90s to early to mid 2000s is sort of the new French Extremity. Let me pull up some of the films here. So here's a list of some films, and actually it looks like it goes even into like the early 90s to a degree with like Man Bites Dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's let's see, we have Irreversible, obviously, which we talked about by Gaspar Noe, High Tension, Shaitan, which is a film that we discussed with Wendy a couple years back now, I want to say. Them, Frontiers, Inside, Martyrs, Enter the Void, Love, Raw, Revenge, Climax. So these all sort of fit into that, into that genre, the subgenre, I guess. And some of the directors that associated, obviously Gaspar Noe, Alexandre Aja, Bertrand Bonello, Jean-Claude Brissot. Let's see, some of these other ones that we might... Xavier Gens, obviously, who did Cold Skin, the film that we did a couple years ago. So, and obviously I don't see their names here, but the directors of Inside, obviously. So, MZ, what would you say about the movement, about the new French Extremity? And I guess when did you first kind of were you aware of it?
I think it started when Frontiers broke. Either Frontiers or Them. Those came out, I think, around 2002, 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. I'm almost certain it was
Them
before.
was 2006 and Frontiers was 2007.
No.
Okay.
Wrong.
All right, because Inside came out, 2006, I think, right? Or 2007?
7. Yep.
And Martyrs came out, I think, 2005?
8.
8.
Yep. So, I mean, it's about the same.
Yeah.
About the same time.
No, let me see. I knew of Them, the movie Them, first. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this isn't too bad. Them was a pretty decent flick, not sensationally gory like we got in Martyrs or Inside.
Yeah, Inside, yeah.
Because those two films those two films are the apex of French Extremity cinema.
Mm-hmm.
To try and pick one over the other is, for me, is damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Because they both rely on different strengths, and to choose one over the other is just would be a daunting task. I don't think I could pick one over the other. But I remember seeing them and what was it? Frontiers.
Yep.
I remember seeing them. I remember seeing those two movies first, and I'm thinking, okay. Then I heard about Inside. I read about Inside, and I read about Martyrs, and just reading that these are French films, and I'm thinking, okay, there's a French thing going on. I'm starting to like this, and for several years, it just picked up steam, and it was riding this wave of horror that we hadn't been accustomed to, and it was received fairly well over here.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it just died down, and I don't know why, because these films were very, 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 very popular. I'm sure it made their fair share of cash. So I don't know why it just all of a sudden died down. I mean, unless it was, well, actually, now that I think about it, it was probably getting tied in with all the ridiculously entitled torture porn movies that were getting to be pretty popular here in the States. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Could be. One sort of like major part of the new French Extremity is obviously these are transgressive films that really push the envelope and push the boundaries, and some of them definitely border on, I don't know if I'd say torturous, but there's, like Inside comes to mind. Like there's some scenes that are pretty brutal in there, and a lot of them tend to incorporate social and political themes of stuff that was going on in France at the time. So there was the French riots, and so it was like a time and a place sort of thing. So I wonder if that has something to do with it, where it was just a snapshot in time, and they couldn't really, like, once that had passed, maybe people wanted to forget about that. Maybe it's kind of like how, things go in America when we have a very Republican president like we have now. Like, typically there's films that are made, or art in general, that kind of go against the grain of what's going on in the country, So, I think it creates some creativity as well. So I wonder if some of that unrest just sort of went away. So therefore there wasn't the inspiration to create more of these transgressive, politically driven films, So I don't know if that's part of it, but Creepy Girl has some thoughts. She says, Inside is my all-time fave. Livid. Them was French. Ills.
Yep.
Love Them. Felt like Strangers ripped that off, but it was a much better film. It
was a direct ripoff.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, we did mention High Tension, which she also mentioned in there. So yeah, I mean, I have only sort of been on the outside. That's why I wanted MZ to talk a little bit about it, because I've seen some of these films, but a very small sort of like selection of them. What I did want to call out though is, so Alex West, who we actually heard her voice, she does one of the promos for us for Faculty of Horror, because it's Andrea and Alex do Faculty of Horror, but they're both published authors, both amazing. Not only amazing authors, but great podcasters, and also just super knowledgeable. But Alexandra West put out a book last year called Films of the New French Extremity, Visceral Horror and National Identity. And you can get it on Amazon. I'll actually just I'll put it on our store. So if you guys want, you can go to our Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/the Deadites, I believe is it. I haven't even called that out in a while. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure that's it, though. I'll check it in a sec. But you can check out her book, and you can get it via Kindle. You can get a paperback. But let me read the synopsis. The films of the new French Extremity have been reveled by critics, but I read it wrong. Reviled by critics, but adored by fans and filmmakers. Known for graphically brutal depictions of sex and violence, the subgenre emerged from the French art house scene in the late 90s and became a cult phenomenon, eventually merging into the horror genre where it became associated with American torture porn. So, you were sort of right there with the kind of like merging with the American torture porn sort of like subgenre. Decidedly French in flavor, the films seek to reveal the dark side of French society. This book provides an in-depth study of the new French extremity, focusing on such films as Trouble Every Day, Irreversible, 29 Palms, High Tension, and Martyrs. The author explores the social implications of cinematic cruelty presented not as violent films, but as films about violence. So, looks like it's one I've been actually wanting to pick up. It's 216 pages, so it's called Films of the New French Extremity, Visceral Horror and National Identity from Alexandra West. So, looks like it's a good read if anyone else wants to dig a little bit deeper into that. And like I said, I will pop that up on our storefront. So let me just double check that. What would you say is your favorite movie of the movement, MC?
Yeah, like I said, it would be either Inside or Martyrs. I mean, if I had to think about it, if I had to take a guess right now, if I had to give a title right now, I would probably have to say, just based on its absolute uneasiness, would have to be Martyrs.
Was Inside the one we did, the pregnant girl?
Yeah, we did that in the remake. Yeah,
I fucking love the French version of that.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts.
Great.
Yeah,
not a comedy, but
no,
not fun. Not fun for the whole family.
Yeah, no. But I thoroughly enjoyed that for what it was.
Yeah. So yeah, and I feel like an idiot. I forgot it's Amazon.com/shop/The Deadite. So I was right about that. And I just popped in the book in. So we have 4 sections. There's books, films, music, and games, and it's in the book section, obviously. So if you do want a easy to find link on how to find it, then it'll input our affiliate link. Just head to Amazon.com/shop/The Deadites, and you'll find it there. But yeah, it looks like a great book. So. Anyone interested and wants to learn more about New French Extremity, I would recommend checking that out. So, yeah, it's hard. It would be hard for me to pick too, because like I said, I love High Tension. The ending kind of wouldn't say ruins it for me, but I'm not crazy about the ending. It definitely makes me think differently of the movie. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but I just wasn't crazy about it. I did obviously Revenge. I guess does fit into we did Revenge on the show last year. Yeah. I guess that does fit into the New French Extremity, and Raw, which we also did in the show.
Yes,
and that one to me, I mean, that is politically charged, and it does have some sort of intense scenes. So I guess it definitely fits. I probably wouldn't have thought about it as such, but in Martyrs, Inside. Yeah, so I mean, there's a good amount of them, but it was just a small little snapshot of time, and it sort of merged into other genres and just sort of stayed there, But it definitely influenced horror in a big way. But there's only a handful of films that you can really point out as saying that they're New French Extremity films.
Creepy Girl here says that Inside was the best attention, and the way they filmed it was amazing and most shocking, very eerie scenes.
Yeah,
I think the more I think about it, I think I'm picking Martyrs over Inside is totally gender related. Because Inside, I mean, it's all about a woman getting stalked because she wants the baby that's inside of her stomach.
Right.
And I can't relate to anything like that. I'm never going to get pregnant. I'm never going to get a girl pregnant.
Yeah, well, you have to actually have sex with her for that to happen.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Whereas Martyrs, I mean, man or woman, the victim in this movie could either be a man or a woman, so everybody can relate to the victim, possibly, So I think that's why I can I stick with Martyrs just a little bit more than Inside.
Sure, and like you said, the sort of counterpoint to that is I would imagine that Inside would be fucking scary as hell for a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I could totally see that having resonating a little bit more with, or at least sticking with women. Maybe they don't like it more, but it definitely, I could see it sticking a little bit more because of that sort of fear of, I mean, we have that shit kind of going on in a slightly different way with what's going on in this country, like certainly like in the case of Inside, someone wanted to take the baby out of it basically takes the choice away in a different way. Right. So I wouldn't necessarily relate it to what's going on in this country with the ability to have an abortion, but still you lose that agency over your body, whether it's your choice, whatever you want to do, and it should be, but Inside kind of takes that choice away in a kind of subverted way. So yeah, so interesting stuff, and it definitely plays up in the political stuff. And I do think that even though the new French Extremity films, there's not a ton of them being made now, I think it has seeped into a lot of the American films, because it seems like, anyways, horror was always slightly politically charged, but it was more tongue-in-cheek. Like in the 80s, like there might be some stuff that was kind of tongue-in-cheek about what's going on, but for the most part, they're very light and like fluffy in terms of message. But now, I think that horror absolutely injects a lot of that social and political, fuel, I guess, especially with, Jordan Peele's films with Get Out and Us. Call them horror, call them social thriller, call them whatever the fuck you want.
Elevated horror.
They're great films with, that deal with issues that are very prevalent in our society now. So if that was the takeaway from New French Extremity, having these sort of politically charged messages in films, like I think it's something to get us thinking a little bit more. And even a movie like Assassination Nation, I wouldn't necessarily say it related to the New French Extremity, but that had a very sort of like current message of what's going on in our sort of society, So interesting to just kind of track through the history of New French Extremity. And, it's not like a genre that's been around for a really long time. Like mid to late 90s is kind of when it started. And it was like basically like a 10-year period of time. And then, there's been some other films that have trickled out since then, but since 2009 or 10, like there's only been a handful of these films. So I don't know if Aries or Raven Shadow have anything to add about that. Do you guys like the direction of having films that have social political messages in them, or would you rather it be more of like the 80s, where it's like light and fluffy serial killers or stalkers?
I mean, as long as that the message is kind of subdued, like I don't want an in your.
It doesn't pick a side necessarily.
Oh, not necessarily pick a side, but just not in your face.
Yeah, okay.
Like even if you don't agree with the message, you could still enjoy the movie.
Yeah. I can't remember, Aries. Did you see Revenge with us? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought that did a good job of kind of towing that line of having a movie that was very, dealt with some of the issues going on now, but still managed to be a compelling story, and it would work on both levels.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Raven Shadow, anything to add?
Yeah, big ups to politics.
Wow.
Are you really surprised?
Big ups to politics.
Yeah. So is your seat uncomfortable over there?
No, I'm this fucking guy.
Well, no, I'm just wondering because you seem to be shifting around a lot in your seat.
You are shifting around a lot.
Yeah, you made fun of my cushion.
Well, can I borrow your cushion?
No,
I'm sore. I'm a little achy.
You're a little achy.
You need a hemorrhoid donut or something?
No, do you got one? No, I'm just my body's sore.
Yeah, get a cushion.
Well, it doesn't hurt my arms and my back. Like
it helps.
That seat you have is the fucking worst, by the way.
It is the fucking worst.
You've had it since the beginning, and I've offered you new chairs, and you don't want them.
Well, no, it was one that was. Well, what else you got?
There's those two chairs. There's Dynamo's chair.
Yeah, the throne.
There's
in
Aries. There's Aries' old chair with the caster that falls off.
Yeah, you just can't pick that one up.
Yeah.
No.
Or just go buy a cushion.
I don't know.
This helps.
Bring in a pillow.
Yeah, it helps your back.
Wolfie, come with me so I can buy a cushion.
Can we go to Bed Bath & Beyond on Sunday? We'll film that.
Bed
Let's all go.
I bought this cushion at Target. Go to Target and buy a cushion.
John, you going to Target with me on Saturday?
Maybe. Actually, I have some time on Saturday.
Don't encourage him. Just go.
We can go to Taco Bell, like the old days.
You want to go to Qdoba and get some Impossible?
I do, yeah. I like fake shit. I like AstroTurf. I like steroids. I like things that will.
Steroids aren't fake.
They're not fake.
They're real.
I know they're real thing, but they give you like fake muscles, right? They give you like.
They give you real muscles.
They're real muscle. It's not fake.
Can we get some steroids then?
No.
Why?
It's illegal, you asshole.
That's not illegal. It's
not that illegal.
It's Massachusetts.
They're not healthy.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
But they're legal though, right?
No, they're not legal.
They're not legal.
Well, who cares if they're healthy?
You don't care.
I don't give
That's for
all
sure.
about that. No, I'm completely.
And you know what? You hurt that you went to him with the good old days. You could have breadsticks.
I was thinking about the other day. Let's get breadsticks. You can cheese breadsticks.
Well, comic books and breadsticks.
Yeah, I want to do that. What are you doing Monday?
Where do you get the breadsticks?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, Pizza Hut's gonna have vegan cheese soon.
See, you can
by the end of the summer, I think I heard.
You know, I very much like Aries and I would get a lot of food in baskets together.
Food in baskets.
And I enjoy
that. Sounds like a fucking album.
I wish I could dispute that, but it's true. Like a lot of what we ate just came in a basket. Of course,
it's like girls in cars, food in baskets.
We ate at Denny's a lot. That was, I think, it was the downfall.
That's where that was like our fucking haunt.
Yeah, and they just go, yeah, here's your fucking food in a basket. Just shut up.
Stop smoking and leave.
All right. Well, if we don't end the show soon, MZ's gonna have to go back to the bathroom. I see it in his eyes. You all right, buddy?
I'm good.
His eyes getting brown?
Yes.
Oh, do you HR fucking shit and stuff, or who do you got?
HR shit and stuff.
Who's your friend?
All right. So if anyone has any more thoughts on the new French Extremity, favorite films, if we missed something, or you want to get your thoughts out, send us a voicemail or an email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Let's go around the room, say our goodbyes. MZ.
Douchebags.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Aries.
I love that you get that voice too when you do that. You get that radio voice and get that going.
A little bit like Barry White, baby.
Yeah, you're so not Barry White.
It's radio magic.
No, you're very White.
I'm like Barry Sobel, the 80s comedian.
Goodbye.
Barry Sobel.
I haven't thought of him in like 10 years.
No one has.
It's happened to. Wow. You might be the only person who's thought of him in the past 10 years.
I think about him once in a while.
By the way, I can't remember if I mentioned it on the show, but it was like a week and a half ago, I think. I went to go see the Jizza from Wu-Tang live, and he was fucking awesome. So I'm in like a tiny little club with like 350 people.
I'm glad you fucking share with the fucking team.
Tickets sold out literally in minutes.
Oh.
But it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
The RZA, the Jizza.
You know what? You can do shit on your own.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you know, you can.
Well, on your own with your lady, or just, you know what? You buy 2 tickets and you ask around. Hey, you want to go to this with me? No? Okay. You want to go? Like.
I went to a concert the other night, on Monday night. I went to go see Alien Weaponry, and they were fucking awesome.
Oh, shit.
And you can do shit alone.
And
yeah, I do.
T-Dog couldn't make it, so I asked my buddy Eric, who he works right down the road from there. So you can do shit, Raven Shadow.
Well, you know, I want to go into fucking Strawberries, and I want to look at the fucking ticket.
Strawberries.
And I want to get the fucking ticket. Hey,
why don't you go to Record Town instead?
Strawberries. What is this,
look,
1998?
Danzig's playing in August. We can do that. Keep your fucking tweezers at home. You know? He don't like that.
He has a movie coming out, by the way. Did you know that?
Danzig?
Yeah.
Was you to be the new Wolverine?
Yeah.
No. What was the name of it?
Oh, why do I know that too?
It's based on his comic book, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. One of the Veronica books.
Yeah.
Is it Veronica? He's doing like an anthology?
I don't know if it's an anthology, but let me just check real quick.
Well, sorry, Veronica was the imprint.
Veronica, yeah. It's in post-production right now. It just had a screening, I think.
And his name was Veronica.
Veronica. That was a pretty cool line. A lot of like.
Oh yeah, it looks like it is an anthology.
Yeah, because that was what the book was. They'd be like either 1 or 2 stories when they came out, and they were pretty cool. but they were definitely smut based, and you had a lot of like main event creators. Like I think Grant Morrison worked on some.
Yeah.
Some cool artists. Mitch Bird, a guy I liked a lot. You know, drawing like demons going down on each other. I'm into that. But
her name's her last name's Haig. I was looking to see if she was related to Sid Haig, but she's not.
She's Sarah Haig. Sydney Haig.
All right. Did everyone say? Yeah, everyone say goodbye. I just wanted to. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to get out, my double tap that I just did. I think it was last week or the week before, was Cobra Kai. I finished the second season. It was fucking awesome.
It was good.
Yeah, and they've already renewed for season 3, and season 3 is going to be free. It's not going to be on their premium channel. Nice. It's going to be free for anyone because I guess it's doing really well. And
that's a good business model. People are buying our shit. Let's give it away for free.
Well, people want to see the first and second season. They might have to pay for it. You know, I don't know how it's going to work, but
I do.
But they're probably advertisements, right?
Oh yeah,
get ads and stuff. But no, it was fucking really good. Like I dug it. It hits the nostalgia just right. And are any of you guys going to see it?
I do want to see it. I'm probably going to do like the free and try to cram it in.
Yeah, you can do a 30-day trial.
That's
all right, I won't say anything.
That's my plan too.
There is some nostalgia moments in it, especially in the second season. There's one that is like really fucking cool, but kind of dark in the same sense. And I don't want to say anything because it's going to be a spoiler. But when you guys get to it, we'll talk about it. But it's I love it. I love it. Me and T-Dog both loved it. So it's a breezy watch. There's 10 episodes per season, and they're like 30 minutes each. So.
Oh really? That's nice.
So we basically would do like 2 a night, maybe 3 if we staying up late or something. So it's pretty awesome stuff. So I just wanted to do a catch up on that. So that is gonna do it though. And next week, as I said, we're gonna be talking about Slaughterhouse Rules with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And so we appreciate all of our patrons. I know we have, I think there's 11 of them right now. We named you earlier. We're going to continue to name you, maybe not every episode, but most episodes, because we love that you guys are supporting us. And we have right now, we've met our first goal. So the hosting for the website, for the podcast, and also for the live video software is all paid for. So that's a huge, huge help. I would like to continue to keep going. I want to get that next tier. I want to have the internet paid for the studio, and then I want to get the other things to happen so we can continue to improve the show. So if you guys haven't, patreon.com/trickortreatradio, we'd appreciate if you guys could support us. You can start at $2 and go up from there. There's a bunch of different tiers, so we'd appreciate it. So I guess that's it. Yeah. So from all of us here at Trick or Treat Radio, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Everyone who joined us on the live show, everyone sending feedback, and everyone's going to listen to the podcast. We appreciate you. We'll see you later.